Psalm 133. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments. As the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion, for there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore.
A new command I give you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another.
Okay, well, tell me how you do that. An audio source.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You got your scene up that you would be using.
I got a picture of Trump up there, so.
Okay. Now, on your audio picture, as you talk, or as they, or if somebody's in Zoom talking, is there any bars moving?
Well, me, I mean, I only see me. It's,
Okay, so what we want to do here, okay, make sure you mute that one. The little,
you know what, let me, instead of doing this, let me just, let's do it earlier next time. That way.
yeah, that way we got time. That way, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, okay,
All right,
I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.
time, man.
All right, God bless you. We'll see you.
That's right.
All right, sorry, Captain.
What's going on, Bill? How are you, brother?
Good. Let's see.
Big day.
Yeah, it's big day. Results will start rolling in here in a few minutes, some earlier states.
How we looking out there?
I tell you, of course, Democrats tend to vote early, which means a lot of mail-in ballots are theirs.
Gotcha.
But there's 100 million people that voted early or, mail-in ballots. And the Trump camp seems to think that some of these states was 3-1 as far as voting today for Republicans.
Gotcha.
So that means that they were talking earlier that with Biden's lead in the mail-in ballots and the absentees and so forth, that it wasn't enough to hold back Trump's surge today.
Okay.
So they're very confident that he'll win today.
Okay.
And even Iowa is pretty good in their polling, which they seem to be top in line in polling as far as states go.
Gotcha.
Iowa's got the last several polls have got Trump up bigly in the state. So, and the last poll had him up at 7 points. And there was 2 Swedish companies that actually predicted Trump would win in 2016 when our polling systems were saying that he was going to lose. And they're predicting the same outcome today as they did last time around. So there's a lot of enthusiasm for Trump. And, the surge, as they're calling it, the red surge.
Right.
And
Trump is a polarizing individual, right? Either you love him or you hate him.
I tell you, he is loved by a majority of the people.
Right.
And you look at, for example, it was over the weekend there in Butler, Pennsylvania, which is just another community that's been forgotten by Washington.
Right.
Over the years, it was a coal mining town, factory workers.
Gotcha.
But NAFTA sent out a lot of people. Over the weekend, Trump held a rally there. 57,000 people come out.
Wow.
You can't even get the Steelers to get 57,000 people, and Trump gets them. He's a
rock star. He's a rock star.
He is. And the FBI come out and said that was not photoshopped. That was not photoshopped. That was a real turnout, real crowd.
Right.
All right, Ken, I'm going to mute here. I'm going to go get what I need real quick. Mike was telling me, to stream it up on God's Gospel Radio Ministry as well over on OBS.
Awesome.
But I don't know much about that. And I told him next time, let's do it with a little bit more timing left because 15 minutes, and I don't know how to do that.
Right.
I don't want to get anything wrong, so
I got you.
I can share it over on God's Gospel Radio Ministry and let people see it.
Definitely. We're going to have some good discussion. I know Abel wanted to come on today. I think I mentioned, he has some stuff going on with the military and our processing. He's going to, testify and give his testimony as well. So looking forward to that. And, just the banter, just the brothers dwelling in unity, the back and forth. We had good discussion in the chat group via Facebook, right? Messenger.
No, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
I like the way you stand in your ground, Billy. Don't let them bully you, man.
No, and see, like LT likes to use emotion in race and so forth. What does it mean for Black wealth? I mean, what do you think it means? It means the same thing it does to any other race group.
Don't fall for the okie doke, Bill.
Yeah, because I sent him the and I don't know if Joshua was. I don't know what he was putting his opinion in. I don't know what he was saying, that talking about it being the internet, so it must be true. I don't know if he was being facetious or.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he's playing both sides of the coin there. We know that the mainstream media is not necessarily always forthright, and there's a long-standing joke that anything on the internet must be fake, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Facebook was fined $5 billion in 2019 because of its interactions and its involvement in 2016. And there's a reason why people do not trust social media, or not just social media, but these platforms anymore.
Right.
They're so left-leaning, not leaning, but they're towering that way.
Right.
If there was that much pressure on the Leaning Tower of Pisa, it would already been knocked over.
Gotcha.
I will see you in a few minutes. I'm just going to get ready, and I appreciate you.
Hey, likewise, sir.
I got like I said, I got the stuff over to Halo, so I'm working on it as I go along. For some reason, if I don't connect with the VPN, I can't connect with the to add new stuff on Giver. I don't know why. It just started that here last month or so.
Okay.
But as long as it works, that's all that really matters.
No, that's right. That's right, brother.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
We're set up on Facebook Live right now. I'm sharing it to a few groups, and I think we're going to have a good show.
All right, Captain. Appreciate you. God bless you. I'll see you in a minute.
Hey, likewise, brother. God bless you. Oh, there he is.
Yo, what's up, man?
Brother Pierre Jackson.
What's going on?
Que pasa, amigo?
Yo, I got to get with you offline about the other day. Want to know how it went?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. All right.
Things are going good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's all that matters, man. As long as you have.
That's right.
How you doing tonight?
Can't complain. Life's good. We're breathing every day above the ground is a blessing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Grateful to the man upstairs, and grateful to have the coming together on the brothers dwelling in unity. A lot of camaraderie. I see the banter taking place in the chat room, right?
Yeah.
I told Billy, don't back down, Billy. They'll never respect you, man. They'll never respect.
Yo, John Elway, they say he's tested positive for COVID.
Oh no, not Elway.
Yeah, it's on TV right now. He's the general manager for the Broncos. CEO and general. He's CEO and general manager.
Why is he CEO? Well,
he's CEO and the general manager.
I can see why they might make him CEO. He brought a championship to them as a general manager, and 2 as a player, right? That took them to a few. So he is.
They showed a toddler in a deadly earthquake. She was rescued, man. In Turkey.
In Turkey.
Yeah.
An earthquake.
Yeah, deadly earthquake. She was rescued in Turkey.
Wow. All types of signs of the times taking place. The Lord said that these types of things would be taking place when he was about to return. So earthquakes in various places Men's hearts failing them.
Hey, did I see that thing about the Giants? Well, I don't know if I was saying about the Kandahar Giant that they found the special forces guy. Did
Yep,
you ever,
yep. You did send me that. You did send me that.
bro?
Yeah.
But is that not wild? And it's in the Bible. It states in the Bible about the returning of giants and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
And this has happened. That happened like what 2010, between 2010 and 2014. It happened in Kandahar, and it killed like what was it, 2 or 3 soldiers or special forces guys before they killed it.
Yeah, you want a live giant?
Yeah.
Okay, not one that's dead.
Nah, man. Let me go ahead.
Goliath.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I thought I said, man, let me see something.
Yeah, send it to me, Jack. Let me check it out. I'm waiting for Abel to join us. He is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you talked to him.
No, I hadn't talked to Abel, man.
Yeah, he has some business that he's taking care of with the Army, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I got it right here, man. I'm finna send it to you. Bruh. This happened 5 years ago. 3 soldiers killed in attack. No. Let's see. Search for the lost giant.
How you been, Jack? What's going on, man? How's your week? I know the week's just started.
Yeah, man. I just had a root canal today, man.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, brother. Well, it's a good thing that the work is getting done, right?
Hey, honestly, man.
Hey, let me ask you, what do you think about the VA's dental care? I don't know if you're taking advantage of that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on, man.
Okay. I haven't been to the dentist since I left service, man. I need to go. I need to go, brother.
I just put it on the site, man.
Cool. I see it. I see it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the actual true story, man. This happened. It says what 5 years ago? Happened 5 years ago.
Wow.
So 2005. And man, this is the actual truth, man. I'm like, wow.
Just living up there in the mountains, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's that background going on there? What you got?
Man, I'm just messing around with this stuff, man. I saw this stuff on here, man. So
I see.
Our founding fathers, majority 99% of our founding fathers were Masons.
That's right. Yeah, do you care to expound? I think you made a comment one time. Jesus was a Mason, right?
Well, they said because you see what people get messed up at, man. The Masonic order, Jesus was a Mason. A Mason was about the craft.
Okay.
Carpentry, bricklayers, this and that.
And that's how I understood it. No, I don't think everybody
they formed an organization, bro. They came together as brothers, like we say, brothers dwell together in unity. They formed an organization to practice charity and help others.
Okay.
Less fortunate, stuff like that.
Okay.
But the Masonic order went south. It's going south, man, because what we used to practice back in the days, it's more of they trying to turn into a Greek fraternity. It's not. And and it vexes me. I got brought in by these old heads that like 50 years, 70 years, 60 years in the masonry, man. I got brought in by the old men who still, who instilled in me the values. As Billy was saying, we was talking about the values and stuff. They instilled in me the values of the Masonic order, how it should be, but people take it to another level, man. And it's kind of a turnoff.
Yep. Hey, you know what, Jack? I don't know if you remember, there was a cook that used to, I guess, be assigned to, I guess, Freiburg, Germany, and he got caught.
Hey, I know who you're talking about. God, Lee. Oh my God, if he wouldn't say that, man, I can tell you his name.
You know who I'm talking about? He was Mr. Mason. Yeah, he was Mr. Mason. He got caught distributing the MREs.
Yeah. Oh,
they put him up at brigade.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot his name, man.
Yeah, he was a character, man. He was a.
Yeah, man. But like I said, man, I got my 33rd back in 2014. So I sit back, man. I just stay humble, bro.
Respect.
I stay up on my lit. I read, but A lot of people understand the Masonic order has a lot to do with the Bible and the teaching, you know, of how a man's supposed to conduct himself, how he's supposed to carry himself, how he's supposed to act. But
Definitely.
man, people done took it to another, man. It's basically like politics. They done took it to another level.
Got you. I
You
got
know,
you. Brother Abel Hernandez, what's going on? You're sideways. There you go. There you go. Que pasa? How are you, sir?
What's up? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Where you at? Where you at, brother?
hey, I don't see him, man.
You don't see him? I see him. Okay.
Hold on.
I see him. All right, gentlemen. You know, big day, right?
Yes, sir.
We are streaming live.
What's going on, Billy?
Hey, Jack, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Abel,
Captain
how are you
Jack.
doing?
Hey, all is well, all is well.
Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Meet me down by the railroad track.
Yeah, I was told not to call you captain, so.
Nah, I'm not. No,
Works for a living. Jack works for a living.
Hey, yeah, I mean, this is like, don't call me sir.
Hey, Abel.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Was
sorry,
that
I was
Abel?
having.
Is that Abel?
Hey, that's
Man, what
me,
happened
bro.
to the facial hair? What happened to the facial
Oh,
hair,
you
bro?
don't even know right now. I am on my way to the National Training Center. I have to report by tomorrow.
What?
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
You still on the National Guards, man?
No, man. I've been out since 2006, Jack.
So why you going to NTC?
Testimony
So that was
time.
my last-
Testimony time.
Hey, so that was my last
testimony.
duty station. So I'll try to make it as brief as possible.
Yes,
But at
sir.
the same time, you hear me, Jack?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right. So like so around 2005-ish, I started kind of having the symptoms of like, I guess, PTSD and stuff. And I didn't, I didn't realize what was going on. Just the anxiety, the panic attacks, all that stuff. Just total transparency, man. I ended up getting I ended up going AWOL for a few days. Came back, got in trouble. Company grade Article 15. Did my time, lost my rank. Took a year to get back to E5. And I started going through some stuff again. And I thought I was good, excelling again, doing old me. And I ended up breaking again, man. And I ended up taking off again. And like, they were telling me to like suck it up. They sent me to mental health. I went through that whole thing. Anyways, I ended up, they ended up putting a warrant out for my arrest. I got arrested. I did a couple months in county jail while the Army came and decided to pick me up. My daughter was born while I was in jail.
Wow.
And anyways, man, it was a hard. I was very bitter for a long time, but they picked me up. And
what's your announcement? Trump just took Kentucky.
Man, go with that bullshit, man.
hey,
Go
Jack,
ahead,
and so they picked me up from county jail, and they started the out processing. I was out processing, getting chaptered out, whatever, And I was kind of bummed out, man. I mean, I was disappointed because I had done so much good, and I didn't know why I was struggling, man. I didn't understand. I was just not me no more. And I was scared, and so anyways, I was out processing everything. They just kind of had me sleeping on a cot out in the day room, in the hallway, then to the day room, and just doing my appointments. And it got to the point where I asked the first sergeant, I remember back then, hey man, like when am I, because I was just standing by that time, I was just waiting. Hey, when am I good to go? And the guy said, hey, you're good to go. I was so bitter, left all my paperwork, left everything there, just left, and I was done. Just carry on, got a job. I've had background checks, everything, and I was good, man. I was trying to get into the VA, and I always kept getting roadblocked because I couldn't get a copy of my DD-214, and I never took anything with me. And so about every year, I would try to get into the VA and try to get benefits, try to just, do something, and I would always hit the same roadblock. And I'd go through everything from archives to contacting Fort Irwin, man, to contacting the Army HR command and nobody could help me for years. I'm talking years, and my wife kept the documentation of every year. I was like, look, I don't know what's going on. Figured out one day it'll, and I just kept getting roadblocked. And then so this last December, NTC said, look, sorry, we can't help you. There's nothing, we can't recreate another DD-214. When you left, when you're done, you know, that was it, you're done. They send a copy with you and a copy to the VA. Now the VA has me in their system as honorably discharged, but the Army had no record of me. And so around February of this year, the Army HR command, after calling them for a while, they got back to me and they said, it looks like you were never out processed correctly. And so you need to go to your nearest military installation base and out process. And I said, fuck, okay. So I called Fort Lewis. Fort Lewis said, yeah, we'll take care of it. Then Fort Lewis came back and said, no, we can't do anything because it's been more than so many years. And so, so then the Army said, call NTC. I called NTC. Now this time, NTC.
Yo, you breaking up real bad, my bro. Okay, I got you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
I got you now.
Yeah. So, anyways, the Army tried to say that they were going to put a warrant out for my arrest. NTC was, because back in the Army to out process me, and I was like, no, that's BS. So I contacted an attorney, and then the attorney started helping me. This was back in April. And so now all of a sudden, a few months ago, about 3-4 months ago, they said, oh man, we found your packet from 2006. And so my attorney put a case together, got all the facts, all the documentation I had. Yesterday, my attorney called me, and the JAG office at our case, they agree with all the facts, and they're not going to give any pushback, but you have to go report ASAP, clean shaven, and in uniform, like you back in. So 6 o'clock this morning, I got in my car and I'm headed to NTC, man. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm out.
What state are you in now?
Right now, I'm in California, man. The great republic of California.
Hey, I got a question for you, man. So if they say you got an honorable discharge, that's a blessing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so my attorney, so the VA has me as honorably discharged, but then they were trying to figure out, like, why couldn't they just cut a DD-214? And I said, if they did, they'd have to give me credit for years of leave. Like, they still have me in the system like I'm active duty right now.
What?
Yeah. And this is per the Army HR command. No, man, you're still active duty. That's why the VA took forever to get you into their system, because there's no discharge on you in the system.
Well, then you should have been getting paid for it.
Exactly. And so anyways, man, that's all the garbage out there. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm okay now because, you know, obviously I've gotten a lot of help for the PTSD stuff, and mentally, you know, I'm in a position, I think, mentally at least to face it. But I ain't gonna lie.
Wait a minute. Stop. Check this out. Hey, what's going on, LT?
What's going on, y'all? I just want to see your face.
Hey, Abel.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man, check this out. If you can, man, talk to your attorney, see if they can medically retire you since you wasn't out.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's what they're trying to do.
Oh,
And
hold
so
on,
we're
no,
gonna-
stop.
Yeah.
You went to
Let me mute.
combat. Yo, you went to combat, right?
No, so that's I never deployed, because I went to NTC in 2002 from Germany, and the unit never deployed till after I was
man, well, damn. I was gonna say, if you deployed, they got this thing called CRSC, CRSC, Combat Special Related Compensation. If you deployed, you can medically retire.
Abel, where you live at?
I live in Washington.
Washington, D.C. or Washington State?
No, it's Washington State.
Huh. All right. I used to work for the VA. I got some friends, but they're all in Atlanta. The VA is completely different from the whatever the military wants to say. The VA just does it differently. Have you filed a claim yet?
Yep, I filed, and actually last week the VA called me and said, "Hey, we can't complete your claim until we have that DD-214 in." And so my attorney knows that they were gonna hold off on suspending my claim because they have everything else, with the exception of my medical records and my DD-214. And so that's kind of what always started this, was me trying to get a statement of service or DD-214, and so. But yeah, so they're going to hold off on suspending that for another 35 days. And so that's what we're hoping to get this. My attorney has told them, it's like, look, he hasn't been able to be treated for PTSD because, I don't have that. So I've been paying everything out of pocket. So.
Wow. Hey, keep all your receipts, man, and keep your medical records or the statements from the doctors too.
So here's you go. So when the attorney put my packet together, I had to get character reference letters from people that know me for years, showing that I wasn't running or anything like that, like they were trying to paint the picture. I had documentation from when the Army overpaid me when the issue went down, and I paid it, because I paid my bill. I had documentation from all the emails from HR, all the emails to archives, all the emails to NTC and responses showing like, hey, I'm trying to sort this out, like something's not right. And all the responses. And I had to submit all my medical records. I'm married now.
Yeah. Do you have an advocacy group like was it DAD or DVD or something like that?
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
DAV.
You got one of those yet?
So there's a guy from the VFW, probably. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Someone that can help out.
VFW.
Yeah. So I've been in touch with them. This was a couple years ago, and I had kind of told him everything I was doing. He says, "Man, you're doing everything I would recommend. So you just got to keep at it, and hopefully it gets resolved." And
all right. So how long you been going through it?
How long? What?
How long you been going through this?
Since 2006.
All right. So people don't know this, but you get 2 alibis basically. And what I mean by alibis, what's going on, Dykema? And what I mean by alibis is you get 2 chances to write your congressman, and he can move your case forward twice. So let's say if you're at the final decision-making process where you need a review, you can write your congressman and tell him where you are, and he can push that forward within 30 days. So find out who your congressman is, and you can write him. He ought to have an online, you ought to be able to go online and hit veteran or whatever. You ought to have a veteran page. And you ought to be able to send him an email or a letter directly to him, and he can move your case 1 step forward.
I
can only use it
that.
twice.
So I've already done that.
Yeah.
So I've already done that because, so I linked up. There's a foundation up here, nonprofit, that they kind of help veterans with PTSD and stuff, and they're my neighbor, and they've really been helpful. And then the guy that I work with, my boss or partner, he's a Vietnam vet himself, and so we've done like everything we can think of, and we wrote our congressman. And also because one of the LTs that I served with over in Germany when we were in Kosovo, he's actually he's a congressman here in the state of Washington, where I live. And so I reached out to him. Yeah. And so he's still in the National Guard. And so I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. So, I mean, I've tried everything. So this is like the last hoorah,
Nah,
don't do that. Don't make it your last one. Keep doing it, man.
Hoorah. This is not the last.
Drive them crazy. Make them do their job. Drive them
but
crazy.
You see, man, and the LT will tell you, man, that's what the VA wants you to do is give up.
Deny. That's delay, deny, and hope that you die.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yep.
I know it's a sad thing, man. Ridiculous. It's a sad thing. Yeah, I had a previous claim that's already been expired for 2 years. And because every time I'd like reaching in and I'd like, dude, so when I went back to college, I was trying to get my post 9/11 GI Bill, and I can see it there, and they wouldn't let me access it. So I got into student loan debt, and this was part of this case that the attorney presented. Like, hey, even though he didn't get his post 9/11, he got his own personal loans. I'm still paying on them, and so it's there's so many layers to this. So yeah,
I would say don't quit, man, and don't do an appeal. Just
No,
keep
never do an
resubmitting.
appeal.
Don't do an appeal. Just keep resubmitting.
Yeah, never do an appeal, man. You
Okay.
got, hey, act like something else happened with the same injury. Never do an appeal, man, because that takes 5 years, man. Never do an
Oh,
appeal.
wow. Okay. Well, I mean, so that's what I'm going, man. I'm going down to NTC to report. Like they literally try to make it sound like I was on the run, and I was like, no, that's a bunch of BS. So thankfully they came back and said, I mean, my mom still lives at the home of record when I joined the Army. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I passed background checks. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm licensed through the Department of Financial Institution. I was like, I've never tried to run. Like, don't even. And so they try to make it seem that when they were arrested me the last time in 2006 or 5, they made it seem like they're trying to say that I stepped out of jail and I went on the run. I said, no BS. I got records I was able to get showing that you guys picked me up. I got my out processing packet showing where I was at in the process. And so anyway, so I just gotta, but anyways, that's kind of what's going on, man. Just anyways, that's all out there now, man. It's all out in the world now.
Hey,
Yeah,
But
just
I've been battling this for years.
yeah,
don't give up.
Man, you good, bro.
Hey, and so they'll go back to your first, claim and back pay you. But you got to know what that date is.
Yeah, I think I can see that date on my e-benefits website or the VA website. Yeah, I can see it there because I've been uploading documentation.
Print it out though. Print it out. Have it somewhere you can actually physically grab it. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah,
because a lot of stuff get lost. Trust me. When it's time to back pay you,
get lost.
A lot of stuff, even though you have it on the website, a lot of stuff get lost, man, because they don't want to. Man, they're all about collecting their money, man. Ain't nothing changed about the military and the government. They're about collecting the money, but when it's time for them to pay you, they take their time.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. I wanted to quit so many times, man. There's many times that I hit the lowest of lows, man, and I was done. I was ready to just quit on life, So
you got a family,
thankfully,
you got a family, you got kids.
Yeah,
and
thankfully they've kept supporting me, and they put up with all the symptoms and everything else, and it is what it is. I mean, I struggle with a lot of shame and guilt, especially after the way things went down. And then when I found out that other people I served with died in Iraq or Afghanistan, like it hit hard, but I was just like, fuck. And so anyways, but years have passed and I've been at it, man. So now it's just like, it took many years for me to kind of like at the same time go after it even more and more and more. So, and that's why I kind of stayed hidden for a long time and I never popped my face on Facebook on the group, So, anyways.
Yeah, well, don't be ashamed of anything, brother. You're still a veteran.
Brother Abel Hernandez, it takes a lot of courage to do what you're doing right now, brother. And, want to express that we're with you in spirit and we're with your family. If there's any need, just say the word. I can't imagine what must be going through your head right now, what might be going through your head right now.
It's a long drive, you know what I mean? It's like I tell people that if I never would have re-enlisted, none of this would have ever happened. But at the same time, this is training for life, you know what I mean? This can be used to show people that, having faith helps, and so that's where I'm at.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
We was reading Abel in Hebrews 11. They call it the Great Hall of Fame, that chapter that speaks to all the accomplishments that men and women of ancient biblical times achieved because of the fact that they had faith, right? So again, you're just another example, the man of faith, man of God, going to do something that's going to benefit himself and his family. And, you got it, bro. Remember, show them where you're from. Spartans, right?
Spartans, that's it. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna put you guys on mute because I am driving. I'm here, but I'm gonna mute it just so I don't distort you guys. All right. But I'm listening.
Yeah, appreciate it. Gentlemen, we're underway. Thanks for joining us.
Be careful, Abel.
Special election day, Brothers Dwelling in Unity show. Let's go. Right. Respect to everybody that has participated. And your opinions and insights are valued and respected. Don't think that for 1 minute that, it's not appreciated, because you don't have to be here, to be honest with you. but you chose to be here, so we definitely want to, honor and pay respect and listen to what you have to say. Listen to your God-given perspective, right? It's not that serious. We're here, we're brothers. Most of us have served together. Billy Ray, you over there about 101st, right? True Patriot, back in 2020, right?
Amen. And 16 as well.
That's right. Okay, there you go. I didn't vote in 16, but I supported. I definitely wanted Trump to win, but I did vote this year.
You want him to win what? Hey, he just won Vermont. As if that's a big deal.
Yeah, Bobby.
Is that still a state?
Hey, Billy, remember, Billy, you got to remember that if Biden wins, you're going to wear a Biden hat next week.
Yeah,
that's the rule.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I
you
got
do it, Billy.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Well, you gotta define what winning is. I want to hear from Dave Dykema because I've not heard his voice in quite some time.
Oh man, he still sound the same. He still look the same.
Let's go, Dykema. I got some stories about this dude.
What's making fun of me?
No, you made fun of me. You made fun of me. I remember. So why I got two of you guys on here. So I remember in what's it called, Table 9 or whatever. Dykema, when I rolled in, said, because I had my head down. We had failed every one of them. And Dykema was like, "Oh, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it." And I was like, he said, "You're gonna fail." This dude didn't try to uplift me whatsoever. And then we were on table 12 or table 9 or something.
Table 8.
Table 8 go down in flames.
Table 8.
Yeah, table 8 about to go down in flames. And I hear somebody knocking at my door. I'm like, who is knocking on the back of my Bradley? Lo and behold, it's Sergeant Jackson. Told me to move over. I got this. So, Lieutenant Colonel Dykema, you may have been right. I may have failed, but somebody had my back knocking on my door.
Oh, I was the Q too.
Hey, you got to take care of each other, man.
Lead the way.
Yeah, Sergeant Jackson showed up. It had to be like 10 below at least. Cobb County, that's Georgia. Yeah, man, I'm hoping Georgia can do something. But anyway, yeah, Sergeant Jackson had my back. If not, you were right. I was nervous as hell.
That was when I got accused of being on the borderline of indifference and nonchalance.
Indifference to what?
I was on the borderline of indifference and nonchalance. All because
nonchalant is true. I can see that one. Man, I do remember that. Yeah, Sergeant Jackson saved my bacon that day. I would have been embarrassed, to say the least. But anyway, I wanted to get on to see you guys. I haven't seen you guys in so long. I'm glad that you guys are doing well. And most importantly, when you guys get out, do something for the community. Don't just try to make money, because that ain't that important. Do something to give back. Like I was saying, I left a good paying job and went to go work for the VA. And I couldn't do it. The VA, and I did it, to help veterans out. But that part of the government is so broken.
Yeah, I heard stories, sir.
It's broken.
Gotcha.
We would meet once a week, and I think on Mondays, and they would say, "We failed at this, we failed at this, we failed at that." Well, what are we gonna do tomorrow? The same thing. So I guess we're gonna fail again. So man, yeah.
But Jim,
I can help somebody out.
Let's steer this conversation. Let's talk about, if I may, Director, what the president has been able to accomplish over the last 4 years, and that slogan, that catchphrase, "Make America Great Again." Has he been able to make America great again?
We already great, man. I mean, why?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. He claims that he's trying to.
That means something different for everybody, Bush. I mean,
let me hear the God-given perspectives. What you got? Billy, I know you got a perspective. DeLeon, sir, I know you got a perspective. Jack,
I got some stuff I want to say.
Okay, let's go. Let's hear it, Jim.
I'll kick it off. If we already been great, man, but if we so great and we supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, why is it that we can't pay our people what these other countries paying their people for this pandemic, because you got people losing jobs, you got people that's homeless, you know, you got people that's not eating, can't even afford to do a lot of things, man. Don't get me wrong. I agree what he did with welfare, man. You know what I'm saying? But what you mean make us a great again? Because a lot of our jobs left. Man, we used to be one of the most people. We used to be one of the baddest countries in the world, man. When it came to not technology, but just building stuff. Our stuff went to Mexico, Pakistan. I'm talking to people on Verizon. I'm talking to a Pakistani or somebody from India. I'm like, yo, let me get somebody from America on
Now,
it.
Jeff, wait a minute.
Is that American Express card?
You mean before the president got in office or during his tenure in office?
No, I'm talking about before.
Nothing's changed, Bush.
Nothing has changed, man. To me,
Nothing's
I'm
changed.
just saying to me.
I got you.
And let me
And why you said make
be
America
honest
great
with you.
again? When wasn't we great? When wasn't we great?
And to be honest with you, it was never going to change. Nobody can change this. This is what we are. You definitely can't change it in 4 years. This is what we are. You know, it's not just about bringing down the cost of corporate taxes. There's other things that go into play. You got to think about, just because you bring down the tax rate doesn't mean the jobs are going to stay here, because they still have to pay their employees. They still got to pay for health care. So unless you're willing to, as Americans, to pay a higher price for goods, these companies are going to make more money by going overseas. Pfizer, for the first time in years, moved the headquarters out of New York to Ireland. You got major companies like Hertz going out of business, who are, you know, not because their employees, nothing against the unions, but their employees make a good wage. Unless you are willing to pay a higher amount of money for those products, like a vehicle to rent, these companies are going to keep leaving. So rhetoric and your political beliefs aren't going to change that at all. It's going to happen. It just makes sense for companies to move to Mexico or to move overseas, where you don't have unions and you can pay people, you know, penny wages where they can't even survive. That's just, you know, you can call it good business or whatever, but it's going to keep going. It won't change.
So what you're saying, that increase in the economic, that 32% that he's been touting around, that's not long lasting then, because he's not getting into the bigger picture then.
No,
right?
It doesn't get to a bigger picture.
That's just short term.
You don't need to have an economics degree to understand, if you have less money coming in and the same amount or more going out, you're going to be in a deficit. You can't do that. You can't give the more money to the military.
Have you noticed that we hadn't spoken nothing about the deficit?
Supposed to be a Republican belief, right? One of their standing core beliefs, a lower deficit. Now,
I'm not sure where that's at, because look at Bush. He was a big spender. He didn't care nothing about the deficit.
Well, we were at war, though. We were at war.
Yeah, 2 unpaid wars on a credit card.
Yeah.
When you're at war, it's a difference. You're going to lose money. I mean, you're not going to make money at war. You're going to lose money. We're at war. That's different.
Yeah, well, man, you look at Prescott Bush, George W. Bush's grandfather, who financed Hitler's war efforts. He tell you it's different.
He financed what?
Hitler's war efforts. Look it up.
Oh,
yeah,
Hitler's war efforts.
Yeah, he was a banker and he financed both sides of the war. That's how you make money. That's why America is always. That's why America is always at war, because we make money at war. So
we make money. Hey, Jim, one of the first jobs I had when I left service was working for the Department of Defense, for military service, F-35 jet, program where they built jets in conjunction with other countries, and they sold it $1 million a jet, right? Probably more than that. big money, big money. I don't know.
There's a lot of money in it. It really is.
It's always
big money contracts.
The Air Force dropped so many bombs under President Obama, they ran out of bombs.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, I wouldn't think so either, but it's true.
Well, that's because they got to clear the inventory to make more. Yeah, the military industrial complex is unbelievable. You remember we were over there. You saw AT&T, you saw Halliburton. I mean, come on now. The money they were making was ridiculous. Yeah, it really was. KBR was making money. You had what do they call them then? Blackwater.
Blackwater.
Security.
And again, so one of the books I read a long time ago was Out of Control Capitalism, and that's just an example. It really is. And again, I don't mind if you want to give a lot of money to the military. I really don't care, but I don't think we need to be spending more money on bullets. Let's get better housing for our soldiers and give them a better quality of life.
No, I agree with that. And that's why so many love Trump, is because he come in and he exposed both parties for what they truly are about. They're not about make America great or keep America great. They're about globalism. They're about.
I'm sorry, Billy, but you can't defer the draft 5 times and think that I'm going to believe you support the military.
Well,
that's you just can't. You can't, Billy. And Dykema can speak to this as officers, and Bush can too. We don't have to go infantry. We chose to go infantry. You choose to go on the front line.
Well, that's what I was trying.
That's a choice.
Well, that's what I enlisted for.
Amen.
That's what I enlisted for. I enlisted for military.
I didn't want nobody fighting for me. Nobody was going to fight for me. Nobody was going to do what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't put a man in a situation I wouldn't put myself in. That's the choice we make.
Amen.
And he made the choice to defer it 5 times. I didn't vote for Clinton for the same reason. You can't defer. You can't shuck off your responsibilities to serve our country and then try to get credit for that. It just doesn't work with me. You cannot.
Well, the last time we had a president that actually served was back in the 70s. So
Bush served.
Well,
Bush was National Guard, right?
He served, but he was a draft dodger. That was
girl, so that doesn't count.
That was
he served though.
That was the whole thing.
He served. His dad
that was the whole thing. Well, that was a big controversy with Bush. You remember those Swift Oak Veterans for Truth against Kerry? I mean, Kerry was lying about his service, and that was the whole thing with Bush. They called him a draft dodger because he got out of it.
Wait a minute.
Which Bush?
Yeah, which Bush we talking about?
We're talking about W. That was the latest Bush.
I thought he was in the National Guard, the Air National Guard.
He was the Air Guard. The Air Guard. He was in the Air Guard.
He was in the Air National Guard.
Yeah, he didn't deploy.
Yeah, that was a big controversy there because he actually had an opportunity to go over there and he didn't.
Well, of course, money. Look at Trump. Look at a lot of them. When you got money, man, money talks. Money talks.
Well, I don't think that you have to serve to.
We all agree that President Trump not serving the country and avoiding service 5 times. That's not a pro.
That's not a what?
That's not a pro. That's not a good
look. It's not a good look at all.
Not at all. Okay. So moving past that, right? It's 2020.
Well, we got to move past it, Bush.
He's the president. Wait a minute. The people have spoken. He's the president of the United States.
Hey, Bush, it didn't fit your agenda, Bush. You can't do that, man. There's no echo chambers here,
You got to quickly move past it.
We're looking at
for election, Bush.
Why do you have to serve the military to be a good president? I mean, Obama didn't serve.
When are you running, Bush?
What's that?
When are you running? When are you running for President Bush? You need to, because you got a lot of good qualities in a politician. I like you deflect well, you divert well.
Hey, that's like the basic training when the drill sergeant told me that I look like I make a good officer, right?
Yeah, it's true.
That's not a good compliment, sir.
It's how you look at it. It's how you look at it.
I see what you're trying to do here, sir.
Okay, but who says you have to serve to be a good president? Not a good
compliment, sir.
But where does it say in the Constitution you have to serve in the military to be a good president?
It does, but I think you need to have a good understanding of what we go through before you put a soldier life in jeopardy.
Amen. And that's right.
Well, what about Obama? He never served.
But Obama didn't start wars.
He did. He continued wars. I mean, he didn't take them out. He continued.
He
continued.
I'm not a fan of dropping bombs with drones on people at all. But at the same time, he like Trump, tried to get out of war. So I think you got to have a good understanding of what it means when you deploy troops into combat. But you know what? And again,
he took them out of Iraq just to put them back after his re-election campaign.
So did Trump. Trump has more troops overseas than we did when he started.
Obama fired more generals and depleted our military in greater numbers as far as experienced persons.
That always happens, Bush, after a war.
Yeah, they always downsize. They always downsize.
Ain't nothing wrong with downsizing.
Did it to the extreme. He fired a lot of generals.
That's fine. Do it to the extreme. We don't need it. Again, I'm not against the military, but I want you to spend your money on the quality of life for soldiers, not on more bombs and planes and stuff like that. The F-22 can't fly in the rain.
You know what gets me too, though, is that people are speaking like these absolutes, almost like saying, well, this president didn't end the war, as if you can just pull everyone just overnight.
Exactly.
Like that doesn't happen, you know? It doesn't happen. You can't do that overnight. And people try to trash, you know, Obama, whoever it is, you know? I'm like, come on, man. Obviously, you've never been there or served to know that it doesn't happen overnight. So,
I mean, that's true. You can't pull them up overnight. That's 100% correct. But
Look what
Obama,
happened to Vietnam. Vietnam's a prime example.
well, again, we should never have been in Vietnam.
Yeah, but I'm saying, no, I'm not, and I agree with you on that, but I'm saying pulling the troops out, look how many years it took to pull the troops out of Vietnam.
We still fighting in Afghanistan. That's sad.
And we've been in Afghanistan since the 1980s.
But
I mean,
we were on the side.
I want to hear what
we were on the side of the
has to say.
Afghans because we was fighting against Russia. Now we fighting the Afghans.
I mean, we trained Bin Laden during the 1980s.
Dykema, you in your house?
Oh, yeah,
with your
they trained Bin Laden. They trained what's his Noriega. They trained him right there in Fort Benning. Schools of Soldiers, Schools of Americans.
You know what, let's not, I remember that. Let's not miss the big picture here, that the world has been steadily moving towards this one world government, right? And all these activities that we're seeing are just, you know, plays that have been executed in support of that effort. You know, these
talking about globalism.
Globalism, there you go. You know, Trump talks about it all the time. This is what he's up against. He's a nationalist.
No, he's not. And when did becoming a nationalist become a good thing? There's one word missing from the nationalist is white. You add that word to it, and it's a bad thing. You don't think that? But let me ask you this question, Bush. How do you have and own hotels in every part of the world, but consider yourself to be anti-globalist?
He was a businessman. That's simple.
I'm talking to Bush.
Well, I'll speak to that. There's a narrative that says that you know, Trump is a nationalist, but then
no, I want your narrative.
Narrative that
how is that possible? How was that possible?
He's the president of the United States of America.
That was before he was a president. I'm talking about being a globalist. How can you say and you're anti-globalist?
You know what I heard?
Across seas.
I heard that right now, President Trump, he's a man that is fighting a fight that is his last stand. You know, this is his last chance to really make an impact and do something for the people.
He had 4 years. Right? He's had his whole life to do that.
Well, you know what?
He was a man of means.
President of the United States.
You don't have to have a title to make an impact.
Well, he's the president of the United States of America now, and look at what he's done since he's been in office. The First Step Act, which has reversed the prison.
Did it reverse Central Park 5?
Well, Central Park 5? How about the 94 bill? How about the 94?
I'm just asking a question. Did it reverse the Central Park 5?
That's not what's in question, though. He didn't put anybody in jail, right?
No, he just advocated for them to be killed, not put in jail. Bush killed.
Jennifer Hudson lost her family after her family was murdered.
He basically reversed and mitigated by introducing the First Step Act, which is basically prison reform. That's not significant.
It wasn't his. It wasn't his idea.
Well, he signed it into law, didn't he?
I sign things all the damn time, but it's not my idea.
Okay, well, he supported it.
He got it done. That's the big thing. He got it done.
I get things done all the time that I don't want to do.
They live. You can't even give Trump credit.
I do it all the time.
Do it.
Anybody that was to respect.
Do your research. It was a Democrat's proposal. But anyway,
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt
it was. You don't know who was in the room when it happened.
You know what? It was actually
Tim Scott. Tim Scott.
Who else was in the room?
Was he not? Is he white now?
It wasn't Tim Scott's idea.
LT, you got your hand up. What you got? What you got? Lieutenant Colonel, pardon me.
There you go. I want to hear from that guy in his 10-foot ceiling room.
Hey, Dave, you on
the Comfort ceilings?
What you got? Dave, you're on mute. You're on mute, Dave.
Come on, figure it out, Dave. You can't figure it out.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm used to my Teams on my computer, not Zoom on the tablet.
Hey, go ahead, Dykem. I'm listening, man. Go ahead.
I just said I was in the room. I know what was
You in the
going on.
room? Were you? Hey, like Anthony Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton. You were in the room when it happened?
Yep, exactly. With John Adams and TJ. Me and TJ go way back.
But to be honest, Bush, I think it's a great move. But I know it wasn't his idea. He didn't push it forward, but he did sign it, and that's a big deal too. But it's just so much history that goes back to that can't be reversed and can't be changed.
Are you familiar
your public stance has got to mirror your political stance to me. It can't be too different. You can't advocate that the Central Park Five should have been killed without judicial prejudice, and then tell me you care about the First Step Act. And again, it's a First Step Act. It's kind of hard for me to believe that.
Are you familiar with the name Anita King? Anybody? Anita King. She's
I heard about this.
Right. She's out of Atlanta. She was in prison, and what they were doing is they were chaining women to beds as it would give them birth. So she was able to, be pardoned by President Trump and came out of prison, and she worked hand in hand with President Trump to introduce the First Step Act, and that's how it came about. She's running for Congress in Atlanta right now, in the state of Georgia. And
what is she running as?
Thing came about.
What is she running as?
Let me see.
I really want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'll get back. That's a due out. I owe you.
What's her name?
I mean, Angela Stanton. Republican. Running as a Republican, right?
Anita King?
Angela Stanton King. She was on the Breakfast Club. Very dynamic interview. Intelligent sister, They try to make her look silly. Those liberals.
Who did?
Those dirty liberals. But
yeah, I do realize I voted for many Democrats, right? She's running for the Republican Party.
Yep.
What is she running for, though? A representative? She won't win.
We'll see.
She won't win. She won't win. In Georgia, you won't win. Have you lived in Georgia?
I have.
Yep. I have.
Yeah, I have too. Dykem, you changed your picture. That's a good picture. Look at that. That big forehead.
So anyway, what else has President Trump done that's been great over the last 4 years, right? How about that tax law? How about that tax? Did anybody enjoy that? Let me tell you a quick story. When I retired from the military, right, in 2017, I had student loans I had to pay back. And I knew that I was eligible for the student loan discharge because I was 100% disabled. For some reason, I waited, right? And I'm glad I waited.
President Trump, though, man.
Because had I waited, had I not waited, I would have had to pay, taxes on all the student loans that were discharged. But because of the tax law that Trump introduced, I didn't have to pay any taxes on. It didn't count as income for the year 2018 when the loans were discharged. So for that reason, I got to say the president, did a fine job with that tax. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
No. Once you're 100%, man, it had nothing to do with President Trump.
No, it did. No, yeah. Actually, Jack, let me correct you. Let me correct you. That you can request to have it discharged. What I'm talking about.
Forgiveness law, man. I mean, there was a forgiveness statement for President Trump. I know people that did the same thing you did. Bush, and once they got their 100%, they went back in there. Prior to President Trump.
Jack, you can have it discharged, but it's going to count as taxes. Well, it's going to count as earned income for that tax year. What Trump did.
Bush, let me correct you. Anything that's government related is not it's not taxable. You don't have to count it on your taxes.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Now it's not. You know why it's not? Because Trump wrote it in the tax law.
No.
That's why it's not. Because President Trump did that.
Your VA benefits are not taxed.
They're not taxed. They haven't been taxed for years.
You hear what I'm saying? If you had a student loan discharge.
No, you're talking about the student loans, sir.
Student loans. If you got student loans, because you're 100%.
That's federal student loans, right?
Right. Federal student loans. It could be private. I'm not sure. But
I don't know.
You're able to have it discharged if you're 100% disabled. But
right. I think Mendes got his discharged.
It used to count as income until
Mendes got his discharge recently too.
Okay.
revise the tax law. So give the
That's
man
great.
But
No, I
where
won't.
his
I
due.
won't. I
no,
can't.
Don't hate him.
Can't do
Don't
it.
hate him.
I can't do it. How much
You're
did
gonna
he
be president for the next 4
discharge
years.
Bush?
You'll know that, right?
How much did he discharge Bush?
$40,000.
Wow. So my wife's got $250,000 that she can't write off because of him.
Okay. Well, I hear you.
So
Hey,
I would
that's
gladly
truth.
take your 40 over her medical
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
her medical loans 250.
DeLeon, you be telling tales, DeLeon. I don't know, man.
No,
we gotta
she
vet
can't do it.
DeLeon. He be
You
saying
can vet it all
some
day long.
outlandish things.
Under Obama and previous presidents, if a medical doctor served in an underserved community, they could write off a certain percentage of their medical their debt. You can't do it under Trump. He changed it.
Okay.
Or he's in the process of changing it.
Okay.
So your 40 means nothing to her 250, just so you know.
Well,
But hey, but you know what, Bush? Continue on.
No, but let's be clear.
Hey, what else has he done for me and my
First Step Act, right? The prison reform. We talked about taxes, right? Okay. How about jobs?
I'm glad you've been. How about what?
The topic of jobs. He's bringing back jobs to America, right?
What jobs?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what jobs did he bring back? I want to know.
Well, he definitely.
Wait, Bush. Now, let me finish before you go down the tangent. Now, I am a manager at an energy plant that uses coal, so please don't say coal jobs.
Hey, has
don't
Trump
say coal.
let me ask you this: has Trump not made America energy independent?
We were free under Bush and Obama.
Were we?
No, we weren't.
Yes, we were.
No, we weren't.
Billy, again, I'm in this industry. We were free. We were. Go ahead, Billy.
Get him, Billy.
We weren't energy independent. That's why gas was $5 a gallon when we invaded an oil-rich country.
That was Bush.
Yeah, and that was Obama that continued. It was still
none of
the
that
same
has
way.
anything to do with being energy dependent. Those are two very separate things.
We had a bunch of oil over here that we were not.
Being energy dependent means you produce more than you need, and that excess you sell. We've been able to do that with our pipelines from Alaska for years. We chose not to do it.
Yeah, we chose not to.
But we did it under Obama because Obama allowed them to do deep sea oil drills off our coast in California.
He wouldn't even allow us to open up the energy wells here in America.
He wouldn't allow you to frack. That's the difference.
He wouldn't allow you to open them up. I remember the pipeline. He killed the deal.
You mean the deal that ran through Indian land?
Regardless of what land it is.
It matters to them, I'm sure.
Them? Who's them? I thought them was a bad word. Are you now racist?
Oh, come on, Billy.
Hey, come on, man. I mean, this is how he paints me. This is how he paints me. I mean, are you now a white nationalist?
I don't think Billy saw because he's from Tennessee. Get him, Billy.
Well, I mean, this is how he paints me. This is the emotion that he uses.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you see the emotion on my face, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
this is how you paint me.
I'm just talking to some veterans. Go ahead.
Hey, ALT, what are you, a gal, a ghoul? Or...
Yeah, ghoul. We all have emotions.
I got no emotions.
Jim, so the energy.
Yeah, we're zooming. So you got to check these out. These guys I serve with, especially. Oh, I can't show you. My wife is half naked. Well, anyway, Dennis ready. Anyway, yeah, I still think it's their land, Billy. You got to get approval to run it through their land. There's a lot of proposals that go through this stuff. The EPA's got to agree.
Okay, what about ANWR? I mean, we haven't opened ANWR up.
ANWR? What is ANWR?
Yeah, that's in Alaska. I mean,
why have we not opened it up?
Ask the politicians. I mean, before Trump, none of this stuff was being done. I mean, global.
Do we need it though? Do we need
it? I mean, this is the problem with politicians.
If we don't need it, why do you need to open it up? Who are you going to sell it to? Russia?
We did need it. And Russia, that's just a talking point.
Do we need it now?
No, hey, read my lips. No collusion.
Yeah. We spent 3.5 years investigating something that didn't happen. The more that come out, the more we saw how many of our politicians were actually connected to him, not Trump.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Burisma. I mean, Biden is connected with Burisma, just like Romney, just like Pelosi, and a lot of our politicians.
I want to see what everybody's going to do when Trump wins this election. You know, it's going to be a lot of.
Hey, Bush. I wouldn't scream victory before you cross that finish line. You gotta be careful, man.
You may not know the.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you what.
Expectations are resentments in the making, brother.
If Biden wins this election, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, hey, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, you'll have nothing. You'll have nothing. Hey, you'll have nothing to do because you spend like 12 hours a day shooting out Trump stuff, bro.
Hey, you know, it's gonna be like when Giuliani won in the mayor office in New York back in the day. You're screwed. We're screwed.
Bush, where are you from? Because you definitely got a New York accent.
Oh, Bush from New York?
I'm from New York. Bronx and Brooklyn.
So,
Claiming Brooklyn. You know,
they were.
a lot of time in Germany, though. 14 years in Germany.
Whose house? Bush? Oh, Axtell? Yeah, okay.
14 years. Hey, what you got in the background, LT? You got a flag? Rustic flag?
Man, who knows? My wife buys this stuff.
Let's go.
He's talking about what I got in the background. My wife buys everything. There ain't nothing I bought in this house.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Hey, Captain, they just declared Mitch McConnell the winner in Kentucky. The outsider spent $100 million in the state of Kentucky to defeat Mitch McConnell.
You mean the black guy? You mean the black guy lost in South Carolina?
No. Mitch McConnell, the white guy.
Mitch. Oh, in Kentucky. The white
girl
lost in Kentucky.
They spent $100 million for Amy McGrath there in Kentucky. Out lobbyists. I mean, the Democrat lobbyists, why are we not talking about getting rid of lobbyists? Because the Democratic Party is
Billy, I can agree with you on that one.
Well, I mean, we were eventually bound to agree on something.
I doubt it, Billy.
Well, I mean, I said we agree on it.
No, we don't really agree on it because your guy that you support has got more lobbyists in the White House than anybody else ever has. Oh, that's the sauce I made last time. But I agree. We need to get rid of lobbyists. Those are the real constituents for our politicians.
Hey, they had a thing here in Savannah, man. I think it was 2014 or 15, where they said they met in the downtown Savannah lobby for the senators, the congressmen, all whatever they do, man. And they had a private meeting. They went in their briefcase. The lobbyists came out without having a briefcase in their hand.
Yeah, well,
dollar bill.
That's just the way it is. That's the way it works.
But you know what?
I mean,
President Trump is somebody that can't be bought, and that's the issue right now.
What?
That's the reason they hate him.
President Trump is somebody.
No, it's not.
He doesn't. He doesn't pander to them.
That's why every time he goes. Oh no, I did not. That's why we're spending money at his resorts.
I believe that there are certain men
because it's the truth, Bush. Because it's the truth. Because it's the truth.
Well, when you have career politicians supporting the same guy, like George W. Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, you know who's on the right side. When all these guys are against Trump, you know who's on the right side.
Well, evidently, if everybody's against you, maybe you got an issue.
No, well, you know what? You know what God has to say about that?
We the people are for Trump.
I'm sure God wouldn't be for me, the Bush.
Let me introduce some biblical principles.
Maybe your God is, not mine.
Well, Christ wouldn't vote.
Let me.
Maybe yours. Mine would.
Let me introduce a biblical principle, if I may.
Go ahead, Bush. I'm listening.
Thank you, sir. If you were of the world would love you. But because you're not of the world, right? The world hates you, right? So that's a biblical principle. Christ was not of this world. They crucified him. Mm-hmm. And anybody who's a believer can expect the same, right? So whenever you see the world hating,
hey, Bush, but Trump is not Christ, bro. Trump is not Christ. All right, we got to stop it right there. Stop right there, because you can find enough people. You can find enough people that love Trump, and therefore you can use the same scripture saying they love him and they're of the world. Like, no, you can't compare them.
Well, wait a minute, he's not the Antichrist either. Everybody makes him out to be the Antichrist, and you know what? He's far from it.
Listen, man. Listen. Christ is not. In my opinion, I don't think Christ is up there waiting to see what happens with the United States.
Hey, Hernandez. You know what I mean? Hernandez. Did Christ have golden toilets?
Hey,
Did Christ have a golden toilet?
listen, having money is not evil.
No, he did not.
No, it's not.
Listen,
Well, no.
money
How's
is
it not
not
evil when you just said that Bush or the
the love of-
Bidens, the Bushes, and the Obamas were corrupt and evil for the money they were getting from China, Billy?
Yeah, well, they are, and Trump has
But now,
been.
having money is not evil.
No, the love
Look,
of
look.
money.
Well,
is-
you
is-
asked earlier about.
All I ask is you be consistent with your BS.
the
Just be
love of
consistent with
money
it.
is the-
Well,
Just be consistent with it.
Oh boy.
well, I don't know.
Bush, if we use the scripture that you just quoted, that for the love of money is what's evil, that's the root of evil. You can't say that Trump doesn't love money. I mean, I think it's evident throughout his
Hey,
career.
Hernandez, what makes you think he loves money? Because there's a golden toilet?
Well, you know what?
Because you have a golden toilet. That means you love money?
Listen.
He's the first president to lose
Have a
money
golden
while in
toilet.
office.
Have a golden toilet.
Does the president take a salary?
Yeah.
Hey, how would you know he's losing money?
Let me ask you
If
this.
you don't put your taxes out there.
Check it out for CBS. You know, the mainstream media corporate, $1 billion he's lost.
Facts. Get him, Billy. Status.
How is it? How do you prove these facts, Bush? How do you prove them?
Well, when the corporate media, who is your enemy, is saying you're losing money, well,
How do you? No. Those are just talks. How is it a fact, Bush?
Well, you know what?
well, I just gave it to you. Truth is
No.
fact.
No. Coming out of your mouth is not facts. How do you know it's a fact if you don't publish your tax return?
Okay, so if it comes out of anyone's mouth, does that mean?
There's a lot of.
I want to see.
that the president utilizes.
You know, I live very close to the Show Me state. Show me.
Well,
Show me.
I sent you earlier how
I want to see
Obama decimated
your
Black
tax return.
America, and you said that you can print anything out.
Look, Billy, stop it. I'm black, and he didn't decimate me, so stop it.
Hey, so you represent the entire Black community, all 50 million?
You make it seem like you represent the entire black community, and it's not 50 million of us either.
All right, there was 45.7. There was 45.7 million in 2016. I figured it grew.
Would you like to meet my black wife? Maybe she's been decimated.
Well, that's two people.
See how LT makes things personal.
This
You
house-
talking about Dr. Harris, sir? You talking about Dr.
Ain't
Harris?
nobody black house dicks. Ain't nobody in this house decimated. Hey, Dr. Harris, are you decimated, Dr. Harris? She looks pretty well off to me. Sergeant Pierre Jackson, are you decimated?
No, I'm not decimated.
Bush, are you decimated? Were you decimated by Obama? Or were you uplifted and excited that we had our first black president?
I was.
My kids for the first time could tell me who was running for election. They knew who he was running against. So, and to be honest with you, you know, again, I was for McCain. I like the fact that McCain was a veteran and all the things he stood for. But the fact that it was a black man that had a chance of winning, and he's from Chicago, Illinois, where I'm from, and my kids were motivated about it. That excited me about this man, which made me listen to what he had to say.
Did a great job of community organizing. Did a great job at the South Side of Chicago.
No, you just said he destroyed black community. Which one is it?
Oh,
your BS has to be consistent.
He did. He destroyed. No, hey, I was being facetious about the party cleaning up about the South Side of Chicago.
Hey, 6 million people in Atlanta, black, were not decimated. They were excited.
Well, you know what?
I saw more Obama signs than anywhere I've ever seen before.
Let me say this.
Please keep telling me how as a black man I should feel about him.
Let me say this,
I can't tell you how to feel. I can only tell you what the facts are.
You keep saying it, Billy. You keep saying it. No, Billy, they're your facts. They're not facts.
My facts.
Those are not facts. Those are your facts.
Look who Obama chose as his vice president. He chose Biden. What's Biden's legacy? The 94 crime bill, right? He's standing next to the man that threw.
Who else voted for the 94 crime bill, Bush? The Black Caucus. The Black Caucus also voted for the 94 crime bill.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. He wrote the 94 crime.
Why doesn't it matter, Bill Bush? So what does matter?
It was a systematic.
Republicans voted for it too, Bush.
Let me say this: it was a systematic.
Did Republicans not vote for it, Bush?
To oppress
yes or no?
The underprivileged.
Did Republicans not vote for it, Bush?
Minorities, right?
Bush, who didn't vote for the 94 crime bill? Who didn't vote for it?
The Republicans wouldn't even pass it.
Yeah, so it's easier. Tell me who didn't vote for it.
Wait a minute. That bill was penned in '84 by Biden. It didn't get passed in '94. You know why it didn't get passed in '94?
It's Kentucky.
Because President Reagan did not think it was constitutional. And then
So President Reagan didn't think it was constitutional. The same President Reagan that was a governor
That's right.
in California that passed the NRA bill to ban blacks from having guns.
Yeah, listen, that's how much of a schmuck Biden is. That same President Reagan,
same Reagan that banned blacks from having guns in California, that Reagan, that's what we're talking about. That same
Reagan, he felt even that bill was unconstitutional. And that shows you just how
the Reagan that used the N-word in the White House. That Reagan.
Was that LBJ in the Great Community or Great Society, which Obama furthered.
Well, I tell you what, Bush, Billy, I promise you I won't vote for Obama this time. Well, that makes you feel better.
Hey, you know, it's your vote.
Sure, I know you want to vote for Obama, but I know you want to catch.
I should have wrote him in. I'm gonna write you in, Bush, because you're politicking today.
No, but you know what was sad was that we thought that Obama was the great hope, the great black hope. I voted.
Who thought that?
No, I thought he was just
I'm the only
Jack didn't feel that way.
I'm the first person on this thing. I'm Creole. So hey, say T-Bone, come on, say bye. But ain't don't say we got dog.
Hey, say, you know, we in this, huh?
Well, nah. You know what did he do for the black people? What did he do for us?
We just talked about that.
He didn't do anything. He made you feel good about somebody running as
Billy,
color.
again, this is a conversation you can't have for obvious reasons.
No. That's not how that works.
Billy.
Hey, if you can talk about my race, by God, I can talk about your race.
Hey, Billy will talk about every race. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm of the human race. I'm of the human race.
Exactly.
Good job, Billy. You're right.
Let me try to run down on Billy LT.
No, it ain't me. You better get Hernandez. I didn't say nothing. Don't put me in it.
No, but we expected so much more from Obama, right?
Why? Why did you?
Because, you know, again, you know, he was black. You know, he was supposed to look at.
What's that got to do with anything?
No.
He had a Republican Senate.
See, that's the problem with using emotions to vote. If you're voting because he's black, I mean,
yeah, that's exactly. That's really.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that there weren't people that voted for Obama just because he was black?
That's what happened.
Hey, I'm telling you,
that's what happened.
I'm telling you, it's a lot of white people.
Perception, man.
Hey, man, guess what? I'm not ashamed to say I was one of those.
What's going on in Florida?
Now, this is my thing. What's that thing that got the sex change while they was in Leavenworth? He used to be a man.
They put him Chelsea Handler.
Who?
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, that thing.
I'm gonna get off some.
Got the sex change while my tax dollars paid for that, man. I think that's BS.
No, I do too. I absolutely agree.
You getting your stuff changed. You know, while you in Leavenworth, you get, man, come on, man.
And Obama wrote, legalized that basically, if I'm not mistaken, right? He put laws in place to support that. Yeah, his agenda was more in support of the LGBT than, doing things for the African-American community. Trump has done more for the African-American community than Obama did. And
what has Trump done for the African-American community?
We just talked about the First Step Act, right? How about opportunity zones?
The lowest unemployment in the history of the country, black unemployment.
So give the man credit where credit is due. Nobody's giving him credit.
Hey, and also,
because it's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. It's not true.
Facts speak louder than emotions.
Is it okay? So I had no idea I was an emotional guy. So what are the numbers right now, Billy?
Right now or pre-pandemic? Because this was a pandemic.
Is right now the pandemic?
A lot of times when
right now is right now, right?
They come in off the back.
No. Let me finish. Jackson. Right now is right now. Right now is right now.
Unemployment.
You can't cherry pick your numbers. What is it right now?
Well, it's a lot higher than what it should be.
It is. So it's high, right? So right now is not good, right? Can we agree on that? We both living on Earth. We both living on Earth. So now you want to blame the pandemic. But you said the pandemic is fake.
It is fake.
You said the pandemic is being run by the Democrats.
It's a plan.
Hey, it's not just the Democrats. The Republicans are just as bad. I've said this many times. Both parties are bad. That's why Trump.
Because I'm cooking meat. No, you didn't answer the question. Don't divert. Don't deflect. What is it right now?
I'm asking your question.
It's high. It's high, right?
It's high. I just said it was high.
Who is being impacted the most right now?
Working people.
Black people.
Well, they're a part of working people too,
so
right?
all those gains were wiped out basically from that low trend or the high trend that was started by Obama. Did the trend not start with Obama Bush? For black unemployment, was the trend not started under Obama?
No, it didn't. It didn't start
No,
under
yes,
Obama.
it did. Stop. I'm
No,
asking
it
Bush.
didn't.
Was the
You can't
trend
answer that.
of unemployment
I'm a
going
B
down?
too.
Was
I'm
it
a B
going
as
down
well.
under Obama? Bush, was it going down?
I can't confirm that.
Look,
I can't
this thing called the Google machine. Google it.
I can't confirm
The trend,
that.
it was already trending down.
Is that right? But you know what?
It was already trending down.
I tell you what, you know
Trust
how it
me.
goes in service.
I tell you what.
You know how it goes
If I'm
in
wrong,
service.
and it wasn't trending down, check right now, and I'll
Whoever's in
apologize.
office and is in that seat, whoever's
But let me finish. It was trending down under Obama already.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, and I'll apologize.
I'll tell
But
you
right
you're
now
wrong
it's going
because
up.
there was a great
Right now it's going
recession.
up.
They said started right after Bush left office, as Obama took office, so it went greatly up. And then of course the trends went down because they went way up.
What?
But this is the thing. One president like Bush, when Bush was in there, we started going to a recession. Obama came there, we were still in a recession. We started still going to recession, then it started coming up. Same thing when Obama left, President Trump came in there, it started going up. I mean, as far as
I'm gonna be honest with you, it started actually trending up based off Bush's plan. It was Bush's plan that helped us curve our economy. It was his plan. It was executed under Obama, but it was Bush's plan. The unemployment for Black Americans has been going down. It's been going down under. It was started going down under Obama. But okay, I tell you what. How about this? What policy did he pass through Congress that affected the decline of Black unemployment?
How are we talking about here? We've been talking about three different people.
No, under Trump. Which policy did he put in place that attribute to the decline of Black unemployment?
Okay, I'm not going to talk about Black unemployment. I'm going to talk about all unemployment.
No. But you mentioned.
You look through.
You're not answering the question.
Well, I'm trying to answer the question.
Well, answer the question that was asked.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to answer the question that wasn't asked about
the one
all
that was
people.
asked. You didn't ask about all people.
Well, you're focusing on color. I'm going to focus on American people. He took off regulations.
I'm focusing on what the question was, Billy. The question was about color, and I didn't present the question.
Let him answer the question.
Ask me about Black unemployment. What policy was implemented?
Billy.
Unemployment in America reached its lowest in history because of the business restrictions and regulations that Trump took off of businesses. They boomed.
No, not true. Not true.
Look at the facts. Facts.
That's not a fact. That's not a fact. They were already going down.
That's facts.
They were already going down.
That's facts.
Trump is not the first one that's done this, Billy. Clinton did it too.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. He's the one that did it during his term of office, right?
No, Clinton did it, but he also had the internet bubble, which busted.
Where are we at right now, though? Where's our economy at right now? We live in the now, right?
We saw 33%.
We got 30 million unemployed, and we got an unemployment of 8%. That's where we're at right now. That's a good thing.
That unemployment rate was 12% just a month ago. So it's great.
8 is great.
So 8%
unemployment is great.
When you consider everything we've been through.
Look, Hernandez, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If your neighbor's unemployed, that's a recession. If you're unemployed, that's a depression. No, 8 is not good.
Well, listen,
8 is not good.
For my recollection in economics class, they'd say an acceptable unemployment rate was around 3%. I don't know if that's still true or not.
It's 4-3%, and that's just historically what it's been. But 8 is definitely not good. 8 is not a good number.
8 is not good, but you have to look at what we have.
8% is not good. 8%
it was not
good.
It was the governors that shut down the states. Not every state shut down, but 43 of them did. That wasn't on Trump. Trump's not the one who put all these old people with COVID-19 in nursing homes that killed 6,000 in these different states. You can't blame Trump for that either.
You can't blame the leader of the country.
What about the leader of the states that took these old people and put them into nursing homes to kill them off?
Billy, that's the difference between military leadership and that military leadership. There's accountability.
Take responsibility.
they take responsibility and they
Hey,
what about
Bush,
the
we're
what about
responsible
the
for
governors?
everything my unit does and doesn't
What
do,
about
right,
the
Bush?
governors of the states that put these old people in the nursing homes to die? I mean,
Okay,
where's
all
their
right, I'm
accountability?
gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that, Bill. And that's where we have different views because, see, as a leader, you have people in charge of their own sectors, of their own people. So you listen to the boots on the ground, and all of a sudden, you know, this happens in the states, and then you guys don't, and then you know, oh, it's not favorable now, you know. And the crazy thing, I mean, I'm just gonna throw this one out here too. I mean, we keep talking about black Americans and so forth. Now, what about the Hispanic community? I mean, Obama did a lot for the Hispanic community too. I mean, especially for the dreamers and so forth. You know, but
Who served in our military?
Exactly. My own cousin who served in the infantry in the Marine Corps, who is not a citizen. You know what I mean? And guess what? He got injured and he got hurt and he's got chronic PTSD. But you know what? He won't get respect. No.
Was that under Obama?
Yeah.
Was that under Obama Hernandez or was that under Trump?
He got out. He got out during Obama because of the DACA and so forth. They have an opportunity. I mean, not just him. I'm not talking about him, but I'm just saying in general. I know a lot of people that benefited. If you understand culturally what it's like, you know, when you're raised here, you can't just go somewhere else and kind of And I know I'm going way onto another topic. I just wanted to throw that in there because
it's a good topic.
We keep talking about, you know, what did Obama do for, Black Americans and so forth. I said, man, Trump hasn't done anything for the Hispanic community. You know what gets me right now is that they keep talking about this.
He threw out paper towels.
Say again?
He threw your paper towels in Puerto Rico. He asked you to build a wall. That would have created jobs had you built that wall.
And you know what really gets me right now is that the Republican Party keeps saying, oh, you know, the Latino vote is up in Florida. They don't realize that in Florida that you can't put everyone in the same category. Not everyone that speaks Spanish and is brown is a Latino. All right, like there's differences between Latinos and Hispanics and Mexicans
Cubans.
and so forth. But
Cubans,
exactly. Exactly. And I'm like, man, you know. But anyways, it's just one of those things.
Hey, so my wife is from Miami, so you know. My wife is from Miami.
Let's ask a question.
So I know. Go ahead, Bush. I'm listening.
What do we think the nation and the world is going to look like after November 3rd? If Trump wins or if Biden wins, related to the New World Order, related to COVID, related to
the New World Order.
Why'd you bring up New World Order, man? That's like
isn't that wrestling?
Yeah, not Hulk Hogan this time.
No, it's not.
No. I like it.
So there's I guess a push to join together as one
which is going to be led by globalism.
Society.
Will these globalists have hotels in every country?
It's all conspiracy, right?
You can be a businessman and be America first as a president.
Isn't that what globalist is, though?
Let me ask you this: do you know that the European Union
globalism as a businessman makes sense? Globalism as a president doesn't.
Hey, you know what's funny, Billy? When Trump was going for when he was running for president, everyone's like, "Oh, he's a great businessman." Now he gets in trouble money-wise. Oh, he's lost a lot of money. Oh, but we still want him as our leader, even though he's not a good businessman now. Like, come on, man. The hypocrisy is all over the place.
No. Just keep your BS consistent. We got to be consistent.
Let me have the floor for a moment.
But go ahead, Bush. Go ahead.
Let me have the floor for a moment. Thank you. The European Union. Does anybody know that it is modeled after the Tower of Babel?
No, I didn't know that, bro.
Oh,
Look it up. It's a replica.
Wait. Stop. So their business model is
no.
Tower of Babylon.
1 minute. It physically resembles the Tower of Babel. If you take a picture of the Tower of Babel and a picture of the European Union, it resembles, it's a replica for the most part, right? Now, you understand that what was taking place.
Hey, Bush, hold on.
Yes.
Have you seen the Tower of Babel?
I've seen pictures.
I'm just saying, have you seen it?
I've seen pictures.
I like this dude.
Was there a camera back then?
I think he's in Iraq.
So
I think it's in Iraq.
But understand, LT, you said something very important. The model, right? It not only does it physically represent it, but the business model, you know, the what do you call it? The business plan, right? The Tower of Babel, the whole point of that was to bring together people, right, underneath one rule, and God came down and he broke it up, right? The European Union is doing the same thing, right? So you got the European.
He broke it up because they were building a tower too tall. It was going to reach heaven.
They were trying to come together. They were trying to unite underneath.
That's a bad thing.
Underneath one tongue in an effort to supplant God, right? They were trying to like make I guess, gain access to heaven, right? But
they weren't trying to unite as one tongue because they were one tongue already.
That's what I'm saying.
They were trying to achieve status like God.
They were coming together as a people, right? And God came down and he
We're already together
and broke them apart because he knew that
together right now.
The intents of their heart, or it wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing that they were coming together. So when you look at the world right now, and they're coming together, you got to ask yourself, why are they coming together? Is it for a good purpose? Is it to glorify God, or is it to take the world in a direction that is?
But you my boy, man. But you just threw me for a loop, man. You my boy. You just threw me for a loop. I'm gonna tell you why you threw me for a loop. Because when they built the Babylonian tower, if you read it, we were as one. When God struck that tower down, that's when we started cliques, civilizations, communities, and we split up. But we was already as one.
But God didn't want us to be as one at that time.
I thought he didn't want us to reach the heavens because the heavens was sacred, man. They was building a tower to reach the heavens to become close to God.
The intent behind building that tower wasn't a good thing. Because mankind's heart is desperately wicked, and who can know it? That's what God said.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what. So he said, if I don't break these people up right now, there's not going to be any limit to what they can accomplish. So as we see the world moving in that direction, as far as unifying right now, it's the same thing playing out over again. So understand that everything that's happening, the globalism, the European Union, the United Nations, this new world order, it's all coalescing into that one world government, where eventually the Antichrist will appear, and the saints will be.
Wait a minute. But isn't that ushered in before with the peace in Israel? Don't you want peace in Israel? Don't you want that peace? Don't you want that though? You want that, right? And that's what that's what Trump is suing, right?
You got it. You got it.
Yeah. So is it? Do you want it or do you not want it? Which one is it?
No.
Either way, I think is
God has declared that when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, right? So what we see is Trump being used mightily, right, by God to accomplish God's purposes. This is prophecy, right? And he made Israel, he moved Jerusalem back to. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem and made Jerusalem the capital of Israel once more. And now the peace treaty.
No, he acknowledged it. He acknowledged it. That's what he did.
He backed it. And you know what? Underneath,
that was a good thing. How many people died because of that?
We've never had as poor a relationship with the nation of Israel as we had underneath the Obama administration.
I don't really care about the nation of Israel, to tell you the truth. I care about Americans.
God says
I care about Americans. I care about Americans. I care about
Wouldn't that make you a nationalist?
No.
Wouldn't that make you a nationalist?
I care about America? Yeah, I'm a black nationalist.
Trump cares about America because he's a nationalist. That's bad thing.
But you don't see me going on TV and calling myself.
LP, are you a Christian? Are you a Christian?
What do you think? I was raised in the South. What do you think?
I'm asking. I'm just asking. Don't get offended, man. I'm just asking.
I'm not getting offended. I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. Grew up in Baptist churches. Okay. I raised my kids to be non-denomination, but I was raised Seventh-day Adventist.
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior and that he's the Son of God?
Bush, I've probably been baptized longer than you have, but yes, I do believe that. I do believe that.
Baptism doesn't mean nothing, though.
Wait a minute. You know what
God
says?
When did baptism stop believing?
One
stop
second.
meaning something.
The heart is
Let
what
me
matters.
let me
The heart
answer
is
Bush. Let me answer Billy
Yeah,
Bushes over here.
Well, you asked me a question. I just told you.
The guy that actually baptized me in college and my wife is actually on Trump's evangelical committee or whatever. So yeah, I've been baptized for a long time.
Amen.
So yes,
But
I'm a
Daylight,
believer.
you didn't answer that question.
But what I'm saying is, right now, with everything that's going on in the world in America, we need to take care of our own.
But Daylight, you didn't answer that question.
Go ahead.
I asked you, do you
What
believe
was the question, Bush?
do you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and that he came to die for your sins and those that would believe on him? Do you believe that in your heart, and have you confessed that with your mouth?
Yes.
Okay.
Several times.
You believe that in your heart and you confess that with your mouth?
Several times.
Gotcha. So you're a Christian. Okay.
Hey, Bush.
I got a question for everybody, man. I got a question for everybody, just because it's always been puzzling me. If the Roman Catholics they killed our Lord and Savior, if the Roman Catholics killed our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, why does the Pope have so much power, and they got so much stuff in the Vatican that we don't even that's kept people from society? Why are they over all that? You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Good question, Jack. Good question. Abel, you want to take a stab at that, sir? No? Okay, I got it. Well, you know what? You know.
Let me tell you. Let me just say before we get real quick. You know, before you, as Christians, why do, and this is maybe a follow-up after this, but I would just like to know, why is it that we think that just because there's that Trump is president, that all of a sudden all the prophecy turns to him? Like, where do you get that from? You know what I mean? Like if there was no trouble, no issues nowhere else in the world, and it just so happens to be in the United States, and therefore now, you know, it's
Abel, we'll get back to that question, Abel. Good question. To address Mr. DeLeon's question, what is going on with the Vatican and the Pope, and why are they such a prestigious?
I asked that question, man.
Oh, pardon me, Jack. you look the same. No. You know, so what is going on with that? Why do they have as much prestige and so much power? You know, the Vatican is actually a city-state. Pardon me, it's actually I guess a religious state. You know.
No, you had it right. It's a city-state.
Okay,
I think it's a city-state.
Thank you. It has religious authority, but it also exercises political authority over. You know, the region that it's
Greece.
in. And that's what the Vatican has, a wall, right? Everybody gives
trouble. Yeah, they're separate from Greece.
Thank you, LT. You know, so they have this religious authority, but yet they have this political authority.
Did Mexico pay for that wall?
They are being paid for.
Man, LT stopped it, man.
Hey, they said it wouldn't be built. It's getting built. Not only is it going to get built, but Mexico will pay for it.
You know, hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy, you never been down. Billy, you never been down to the wall, have you, Billy?
Have I lived to the wall?
Billy.
Have you been down?
Everybody. I guarantee you, if he wins, Bush, if he wins, if Trump wins, I guarantee you the wall won't be built and we won't hear anything from it because it won't matter anymore. It's always been
bit by bit.
But you know, let's go back to Jack's question about the Vatican, right? So this institution, right, the Reformation was all about, with Martin Luther exposing the truth. They never let the people look in the Bible. They used to read, you know, out of the Bible to the people and show the masses that way, right? So Martin Luther, he said, no, that's not what the Bible says, right? And that's where the Reformation came out of, right? That's where the Protestant movement came out of. You know, the Catholic Church has its own version of the Bible. They have books that we don't include.
Yeah, but my thing is, man, why are they in charge? Why is the Vatican? You got secret parts. Do you know you have parts in the Vatican that only certain people can go in? They have secrets about aliens. They have secrets about why is all this? Why, if we're Christians, and they were the one that crucified our Lord and Savior, the one that died upon the cross for us.
The Roman Catholic.
Why they in charge of so much stuff? So much stuff has to go through the Vatican. You see them? That's my question. They basically got to say so on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you
And
know
I
what?
just, and,
Let's give credit where credit's due. It was through the Roman Catholic Church that Christianity was largely spread, right? That it was spread because of the Crusades, right? Not gonna, debate whether or not, those
Because
were
of war.
great endeavors, right? But that's how it spread. But again, they were prophesied as well as coming into power, right? The Vatican sprung out of the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church, pardon me, out of Rome. The Vatican sprung out of Rome, right, which was a great nation, that the Roman Catholic Church was created out of, and now we have the Vatican, right? It derives its power and authority from those ancient times, so that's where the authority comes from. There's legacy, there's history, but again, if you look at the Bible, according to Protestant beliefs, they don't do business the way God wants us to do business. Their doctrines, for example, praying to a priest, we have one mediator, that's Jesus Christ. We don't pray to a priest, right? We have direct access to God the Father through Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't see Billy wearing a Jesus Christ hat. That's me. I habitually do it, Billy. I'm habitually a pot stirrer. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. It means I love you, honestly. It means I like you. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love you, man.
Or LT. God bless you.
Dave works fine. I stir that pot. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Anyone who knows me knows where my heart's at. So whether
okay.
I
don't see a Christian flag behind you either. Just so you know.
Yeah, I've got one out. I've got out in the house.
Yeah, man. Hey, what up, man? I done lost my train of thought.
I can go get it for you if you want.
I'm good. It's got to be in your heart.
Hey, Billy, you got to be Christian. You're voting Republican. I mean, come on, man. They go hand in hand.
There's a lot of atheistic.
A lot of Republican Christians been married 3 times and had sex with prostitutes.
Hey, Captain,
and
you want to take this floor?
Nah, I'm trying to get to that level.
Hey, Captain, you want to take this one?
Hey,
what you got?
LT, man, I ain't trying to go to your funeral, man. You making that statement. Hey, the doctor,
I know, right?
She give you a prescription. She give you a cocktail that you won't wake up no more.
All I'm saying is, let he who was without sin cast the first stone.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in a glass house. I cast all the way. That's what I do.
Mama was on Epstein Island.
No, he wasn't.
I
don't see any pictures with Obama and Epstein. Tell you the truth.
There's no question that Trump is not an angel. There's no question that Trump is not an angel. But he doesn't pretend to be one either.
You sure? Because he was holding the Bible in front of a church earlier.
Hey, like you said, it's in your heart. It's not what you've done in the past.
I was listening to Bush.
Hey, you know what? Contrast that with Obama's statement that this is no longer a Christian nation.
And it's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
It's not a Christian nation.
Oh, it's not?
That's not what this nation's supposed to be about.
That's what it was.
We're supposed to have a separation of church and state.
It was
founded. Do we not have a separation? Do we not have a separation of church and state?
Do you know what that means, though?
I know it means we should have a separation from church and state.
No. Do you know what that meant, though? That meant
what does
we
it mean to you, Billy?
Make one.
What does it mean to you, Billy?
What it means to me, or what it meant to founders?
Well, I can't ask any of your founders. They're not around.
Well,
so tell me what it means to you.
So what nation are you from if they're not your founders?
Well, to be honest, my founders wouldn't put chains on me. But go ahead. Tell me what it means to you, Billy.
Hey, what chains did you have on?
That's a deep.
What chains did you have on, and what chains did you have on, Abel, or any of you, for example, for that matter?
Well, listen, man. I'll speak for the now.
Get it, Billy.
I'm tired of being called a Mexican rapist. How's that, Billy?
I never called you that.
Hey, Abel. But some of you are good people.
Yeah, some of us are.
A lot of you are. A lot of you are, but.
Hey, but that's no different from me because my schools are crummy, my cities are crummy, we have no jobs, we have no money.
No, hey, but everybody likes.
I've never even been to Baltimore.
So my people.
Separation from church and state prevented the government from making.
Apparently, if you black people want to do better, you do it. You don't want to do better for yourself, according to his son. Tell you the truth, that's what he said. I don't know. We just not trying to do better for ourselves. But go ahead. You're right. There's no chains and shackles on our feet.
That goes for a lot in all races. That goes for a lot in all races.
Bush, what's your next subject?
Well, first I'm gonna say this, gentlemen. We appreciate all the God-given insights and perspectives, and the banter just is part of what we do, right? We're laughing, we're joking.
Infantry.
We're trying to do all things to God's glory
Infantry.
and the edification of the saints, right? Let's respect each other, right? Let's allow.
Ain't no feelings in here. Ain't no feelings.
Right. Let's allow.
Don't get your feelings hurt in here.
Listen, hey Bush. The only thing I would say, don't question each other's faith, man. We can
don't
all
question my faith.
I'm not questioning.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
I
did.
did not.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Hey,
No,
hey,
I didn't know.
And then
Listen,
no,
because
and then you still clarify.
I'm not questioning anybody's faith. I just wanted to know if you were in the faith or not. I didn't say you weren't. Married to a black woman from the South. What do you think? What do you think?
Hey, now, if we go on the statement that you're talking about, your people, a lot of your people,
my people
from Africa.
Who's your people? My people.
You're the one who said it. You're the one who said it. They were Muslims. From Africa? You're the one who said it. You said it.
I'm not Muslim. I'm not from Africa.
No. But if you're going on that train of thought, your people, well.
My people. What about my people?
Wait a minute. Obama said this is no longer a Christian nation, right?
We're going back to that one.
So let's not assume because you're from the South
that
you're Christian.
No.
That's all.
Well, you assumed I wasn't.
No, I didn't assume.
I just asked.
you.
You know what happens when you assume, right, Bush?
I didn't assume. See, I didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't assume. He just asked.
Bush, go to the next subject. What else you got, Bush?
You know, again, I want to talk about what the future looks like underneath Trump and what it looks like underneath Biden. Let's talk about.
Well, the future underneath Trump looks like what it looks like right now. We got social unrest. We got a pandemic.
Tie in the 8%. Tie in the Christian principle.
Let me finish.
Lord.
Okay, let me finish. I'll tie in the Christian belief too. So under Trump right now, we have 8% unemployment. You got 30 million unemployed. We have a global pandemic, and we have social unrest.
There is no pandemic, by the way. There is no pandemic.
Fine. Billy, my wife treats them every day. Please
okay,
stop.
But there's other doctors, plenty of other doctors who say this is not a pandemic. But I live with one.
The one I live with.
You live with one.
I live with.
Okay, you live with one. There's too many other doctors
the ones
who say
I
this
see
thing
too.
is fake.
Do you know these doctors that say this?
I know a few doctors
say this is false? Does your personal doctor say it's not true? If it's not true, please go lick all the toilet seats you want and see if you contract it.
I wouldn't do that before the pandemic. I wouldn't do that before the pandemic.
Say what?
Hey, where did Jack go? I wouldn't do that before the pandemic.
Thank you, Jesus. It's real. But this is what it looks like right now. We're a very divided country.
We are, but I mean, it didn't start with Trump. It started with Obama.
It didn't start with Obama either, Billy.
You know what? Candace Owens said that she didn't hear anything about race until Obama come along. Then everything.
Candace Owens was born a black woman. How is it possible she never heard about race?
Race wasn't an issue. I mean, it's not been an issue for a long time.
You know, she called the NAACP to go support her on college, right?
Billy, every college application, every employment application has race in there. How can you say that race has never been a thing here? It's always been a thing.
Billy, you can check online. She had the NAACP come stand for her at college after she was called a word that she didn't appreciate.
Yeah, I've heard.
So she knows what race means. And it's not
systemic racism in this country.
It's not between a rabbit and a tortoise either. She knows what race means, Billy. That's ridiculous.
Race was
That's not a good
issue.
example. Then why did she have the NAACP go to her college to support her?
Okay, against people, but not in the job market, not in the system. There is no systemic racism.
I'm getting off this phone right now, because this is ridiculous. If you don't believe in systematic racism,
wait a minute, Bill.
I don't believe in systemic racism. But neither does Larry Elder.
Perspective, let's hear him out.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
That's what we're
right.
Well, what about affirmative action? Where does that play in the matter?
No, Billy, you said systemic racism. I want to hear why you think there's no such thing as
Bill, explain.
Okay,
you don't want to keep
law
talking, Bush.
that is put into place to hold black people back.
What?
Name any race. Name one law that is put into place to hold any person of color back.
You don't think it's genuine. You don't think that, you think that's something that's contrived, systemic racism.
Wait. Who
There
are
is
you
no
asking this
systemic
question
racism.
to, Billy? So, Billy, you're at
any of you.
wait, stop,
Just
let me finish. So
you
you're
asked
saying
me. You
there's
asked
no
me what I'm talking
laws.
to.
There's no laws that have been in place to hold any race back.
No, there were laws. Jim Crow laws. They were purposely to hold black people back. We got rid of those.
Crime bill.
Well, there
Crime
you
bill.
go.
There you go. That's an example, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you
So
asked
he just gave me an example, Billy. The
Okay,
crime bill. He just gave an example, Billy.
Well, we're talking about present day. We're talking about present day, right, Bill? That's what we're talking about. You don't feel that this is still an issue? And I've talked with Bill. I've had discussions offline. Bill, you don't feel like systemic racism is still an issue present day?
No, for anybody. Now, I tell you, but there are other people who will tell you that there are laws that are put into place to help blacks and people of color to advance. In fact, if you listen to Larry Elder, which these are—
Can you tell me what are they?
Well, there's affirmative action for one. You've got to have
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there, Billy. If you look up who affirmative action has benefited the most, and you'll see it's been white females.
All right, white females.
Hey, no, let's stop. Just write it down and look it up, please. Not right now. Just write it down, look it up later on. Affirmative action has benefited white females the most. Go ahead, give me another one.
Affirmative action, that's a big one. What about black colleges, historically black colleges?
That's not affirmative action. You know, my daughter goes to a black college.
But you want an example of how black people there's laws in place
white people can go to these black HBCUs, Billy. My daughter goes to one right now. Stop. No, Bush. No, don't do that, Bush. Don't do that, because that's not true either. Let's finish this conversation right now.
Well,
HBCUs are not affirmative action.
No, there's not. You asked for another example, and I gave you another example.
Of what do you give me an example of? I'm just trying
I just gave you two examples of how.
Of what?
What you just asked.
Why are you so tense?
I asked the question. No, Bush, I don't want your help.
Why are you trying to?
He can defend himself. He can defend himself.
Asked me to give you examples of how.
Let him defend himself. What is an HBCU?
Calm down. Relax. This is Brothers Dwelling in Unity. This is not the Geraldo show.
I'm not the one adjusting my hat.
This is not Donahue. This is the
pay for HBCUs. We pay to go to these schools, Billy, and they cost more. You know why we have HBCUs, Billy? Do you know why we have HBCUs?
You've got the mic.
Because we couldn't go to white schools, Billy. That's why we have them.
Right. Okay.
The Jim Crow laws, they're gone now. You can go anywhere you want. In fact, it's Democrats that hold back school choices.
Now, what other examples are there of whatever the previous question was? Laws.
I'll tell you what.
No, Bush, let him finish. Let him finish. What are the other examples of there are laws that have benefited the black community?
It's not just blacks, it's all people. I mean, the Trump tax cuts, they help blacks, for example. They
didn't help me, and I'm black.
Well, according to you, nothing that Trump does helps anybody, although the facts say otherwise.
Your facts.
In fact, my facts. I mean, these are CDC numbers that I bring you, and you say
going on and on and on. HBCUs were created because we couldn't go to white universities.
And they're still in place.
Affirmative action benefits predominantly white females. These are easily researched items. Just use a Google machine. Give me another example, please.
No, Joe, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to interject right now.
No, don't interject. You give me two.
Well, I gave
Bush,
you the Trump
you can jump in, Bush. Give me one, Bush.
Stand down.
Well, I gave you three of them. There's three examples.
No, you didn't. You didn't give me anything.
There's
Billy.
Three.
Hey, Bill, we're good.
Nobody agrees with you, Billy.
We beat that horse, right?
Well, that's fine, because you know what? People didn't agree with Christ either, and they killed him.
Yeah,
so let's talk about
what I've been told.
Topic, right?
No, it wasn't just Catholic; it was Jews.
Hey, let's talk about once saved, always saved.
I didn't do it.
Hey, gentlemen, we're going to talk about once saved, always saved.
Your sins did.
Oh well, okay. Go ahead, Bush. I'm listening.
With the topic of once saved, always saved. Anybody? David, have you heard that? Can you speak on it?
It depends on what you mean by saved.
How do we go from systemic racism to once saved?
Because Billy said it doesn't exist. Billy said it doesn't exist.
Systemic racism doesn't exist. Give me one law that people color back, any of them.
Billy Hernandez, it doesn't exist. Okay, that's it. So go build that wall.
So what if I said it doesn't exist?
That's why we're building the wall.
Hey,
what if I said it doesn't exist?
is he
I would
not
still
black
say you're
anymore?
wrong.
Wait a minute. This is brother LaShawn Hakodesh Bush from the Bronx, New York, and Brooklyn, right? I say systemic racism doesn't exist.
Well, present your argument why it doesn't exist. Give me the facts.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna argue. This is what a great debater does. He can argue not only his position, but the other person's position. 5 degrees,
Candace.
right? 2 masters, 2 undergrads, 1 associates, right?
So why doesn't it
the narrative,
exist?
the perspective is this.
And I'm going to give you one example on how it still exists. How's that?
That's fine. That's fine. You know, one.
Wait, who's going first?
I'm going first. Who has been in chains? Who has been in chains here? Yeah. Has anybody wore a chain in their lifetime? Has anybody been enslaved?
Hey, maybe y'all answer him because you didn't answer me.
Has anybody ever? Who's been enslaved?
Yes.
You've been
Not
enslaved.
even your grandfather was.
No, I'm talking about you personally.
How do you define enslavement, Bush?
Okay, all right. We're talking about the historical, narrative where people had their freedoms, taken away.
You're talking physical. You're talking physically.
But physical.
Be specific.
Right? Prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, 1865, right? Prior to that taking place, you weren't born in 1865, so I'm gonna answer that for you. No, you can't say that you've been enslaved, right? Now, with that being said,
I think you're about to answer your own question in a minute, Bush.
Can you claim that you don't have the same rights as your counterpart, your white, the white man counterparts? Can you claim
that? Did I say that?
I'm asking you, can you claim that? I'm asking.
Yes, I can say that.
You say that? Well, how so?
Well, okay. So you're asking. So let's raise this question. So you're asking me. Do I have the same rights?
Are there any laws that prevent you from living a great life, like the Caucasian counterparts right now?
On the books?
On the books or off the books?
Off the books.
On the books or otherwise?
Off the books, yes.
Hey, there's Mendez.
What's up? What's up?
What up?
Off the books.
Mandy,
How's
thank
up?
you for that.
What do you mean, LT? What do you mean by off the books?
So remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but I went to school in Dahlonega, Georgia, a military school. And I can give you specific examples when I was told not to leave campus.
Okay. So you're saying that,
but let's keep this conversation going.
Covert racism.
It wasn't. No. This was overt. This is overt racism.
Overt racism. Okay.
There's a time. Somebody's TV is very loud, but there's examples I can give you.
That's Mendez. Turn down your TV, Mendez.
Hey, in Denver, Colorado, going skiing. There's examples I can give you where I've been told not to leave campus. There's examples I can give you that we were doing parades. I'm getting my boots ready to go, my uniforms ready to go. And I was told by my commanding officer, if they spit on you, don't worry about it. Move on. So yeah, there's definitely overt racism in the world. And it's not just ROTC. I can give you examples of where it happened at West Point because my wife's a West Pointer. It happens. I can give you examples that, let me finish. I can give you examples while in ROTC as in the cadre, if a white person wanted to quit, you had to go talk to the battalion commander, you had to go talk to your DO, you had to go talk to a litany of people. But if it was a female that wanted to quit, you were gone the next day. It happens. It's believable. It happens. And again, I can give you examples when I've been in boardrooms and we didn't talk overtly, we talked covertly. I can give you examples when I've been in the military and we use covert language, called certain people savages, and they said they were beneath us and they were undeserving of certain respect and whatever. It happens. You know it happens, Bush. So great. It's great to be a great debater, but you know it happens. There's a lot of overt racism and covert racism.
Wait a minute. We're talking about formally, again, whether this is formal policy, right?
You want formal policy?
What, a lot of things happen when.
So Bush, let me tell you real quick in the mortgage industry, okay? Systemic racism, where I see it is,
redliner.
you have certain credit scores people need to be able to get a home loan. You got down payment requirements that people need to get a home loan. Predominantly the Hispanic community per se, if they can't afford that, they can't make enough money because of their life circumstances where they're at, no matter how hardworking they are, okay? The rules are not set up to help them get into that and start building the generational wealth.
Black wealth,
okay?
as
So
some
then when
people call it.
Yeah, and so and it happens. You can't break out of it. And then all of a sudden, where are you stuck to? Where do you live? Where do you, I mean, it's, and then on top of that, in my own neighborhood, you got all the cash checking places, right? Check cash.
Right.
You go there, you burn the $300 check you give them, and they, on return, they'll give you $255. Guess what? Now you're strapped for cash by the next time, and you get caught in this loop. And so now you're stuck, which means you can't break out of that, okay? In the bail bond industry, what did I say before? The DUI checkpoints were always set up in the hood. They were not set up in La Jolla. They were not set up in Del Mar.
Hernandez, let me ask
real quick question. Is that a racist thing or is that a social economic thing?
Socioeconomic.
Okay.
So
let's just say you break it down economic wise. Who's the racist?
Let me help you out, Hernandez. Let me help you out, Hernandez. Where I live in Illinois, the median income is $70,000 easily. The police officers make 70 grand. No police officer is going to pull anybody over in my community because they know that the people in my community can afford an attorney. What they do is they go to East St. Louis. They go to East St. Louis and they pull them over because they know 9 times out of 10 and they're going to sell out of court. They don't have the money to pay an attorney and they don't want to go to court because they know if you do go to court, those just stack more charges onto you. And it is a form of racism and systemic racism and social economic. So the social economics is the fact that you go to a poor city of East St. Louis. The racial part is that the fact that you're going to stereotype and you're going to, what's the word I'm looking for when you not only just stereotype, profile. Your profile. You're assuming they cannot afford to pay
At what point do we move past all the excuses that we know?
When we acknowledge that it happens, Bush. We have to acknowledge that it exists before we can move past it.
Well, look at myself, right? I'm a young man from the Bronx, New York, single parent household, right? How did I make it? How did I make it to where,
Bush, but that argument, you can use that for both sides, bro, because the politicians will always cherry pick people in the minority community that made it out on both sides or people that are struggling. Listen, I have examples. I've made it out, but guess what? It wasn't easy. Even when I was stationed at Fort Irwin, when they switched us to the Black Berets, bro, just as an example, they switched us to the Black Berets. Me and a couple buddies went down to my mom's neighborhood on a 3-day weekend. We all had big heads or shaved buzz heads. As soon as we pull in into my mom's neighborhood, we get pulled over. We get pulled over for being bald and being brown and being in that neighborhood. Cop comes over. Why'd you pull us over? He saw my military stickers. He said, "Sorry, guys, never mind. You can go." Okay?
It happens all the time.
It happens all the freaking time.
So I'll give you an example. When me and my wife, who's a doctor, buy houses, we don't tell them what we make on the front end because we want to see what you're going to do. We want to see what neighborhood you're going to take us to. At the same token, in Atlanta, we've looked at houses that cost like 200 grand, or we bought steaks. Matter of fact, another example. Recently, we went to a restaurant and bought steak. My wife said, "You know what? I know what I want to order. I'll order a filet mignon." I said, "That's fine. You know what? I don't know what I want either." So I ordered a filet mignon. The waitress leaned over and said, "Hey, that's expensive." And I said, "Hey, give me 4 of them then." There's an assumption.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And you know what gets me? What gets me the worst is that there's people that I know, and it happens. And let me tell you, they'll come up to me and they say, "You know what, Abel? Man, you're so articulate. You speak so well."
What does that mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like they're surprised. I'm like, what? Am I not supposed to speak like this?
No, you're not.
No, Vato, you're not supposed to do that, Vato. Not like that, man.
Hey, Bush, you don't think I was exposed to systemic racism as a black officer in Germany?
Oh, of course.
There are a lot of assumptions being made about me. They thought for years that my wife was white.
Right.
Do you remember that? I remember. And then we showed up at the military ball and they were like, "Wait a minute, you said your wife was white." No, you said my wife was white. I never said that.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say this.
And it happened to you too, I'm sure.
Well, my wife actually was white.
They were right. They were right.
Hey, Bush.
I'm trying to get some of that white privilege. I'm trying to enjoy something.
I'm waiting for mine to come in.
You have it. You just don't know. You have it.
Hey,
That's
no,
why you're wearing
I'm
that hat.
serious. Everything y'all just said, I've got family that's experienced the same thing. Check cashing places. I gave $300 or $330. I got 300 back. I was in the same thing he was just talking about. I mean, that's system. That's not
They're
systemic.
doing away with that, right? Around military bases, getting.
Well, yeah, I think
rid of
actually
those.
where I live at, soldiers can't come in and get them.
Really? Not at all. Huh?
And you know what, Billy? Let me clarify. You're right. Let me correct myself. It is an economic thing. It's a poverty thing. But unfortunately, a lot of poverty impacts the minority communities. And so I'm not saying that it's
at a greater rate.
I'm not. Yeah,
and all I'm saying is Biden knew that when he wrote that 84 crime bill. Man.
Yeah, so did the Black Caucus when they approved of it, and the Democrats and the Republicans both signed off on it. Hey, stop being a victim, Bush. Move on.
And Biden's trying to make it possible for people to have a down payment to buy a home. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but he's not doing that though. No, I mean seriously, he's not doing that. He's already said he shut the country down, which would kill off all jobs or most jobs. And
what about this?
But you know what that would do, Billy? Let me tell you what that would do, Billy. It would save my wife, because this is the goddamn problem I got with this bullshit. I don't really give a fuck if you get sick. What I do care is if you get sick, go to the hospital and get my wife sick. Stop being selfish.
So
that's what it's about.
We got less than 20,000 people.
Let me finish by saying this. If my wife gets sick,
I thought you
what's
were
going to happen
emotional.
when she comes? If my wife gets sick, yeah, I'm emotional if my wife gets sick. Excuse me. If my wife gets sick, what's going to happen if she comes home to this house with 6 kids? They'll get sick.
You know, that could happen with the flu.
How many is it going to take to die, Billy? How many's got to die? How many's got to die?
Less than 20,000 have died from this.
Is there a way I can mute him? I'm kidding.
No,
that's the problem I got with it. It's that selfishness of Americans. It's not about you. Wear a mask, Billy. Is all you got to do. It's
I have
real.
got a Trump mask. I wear when I have to.
Please do. Wear the MAGA mask and show.
85% of people who have contracted the virus have been wearing masks.
You're right, Billy. That makes sense to me.
Hey, the mask.
How many have you treated, Billy? How many have you seen die? How many have you seen die? How many have you seen die, Billy?
0.
How many of your family have died, Billy?
Well, hey, wait a minute. Let's go back. Let's go back to the original question.
All right, so 10 from the virus or something else?
Billy, you fail to understand the difference between pre-existing conditions and comorbidity. Read a book.
This virus wasn't.
Read a book, Billy. Take the hat off. Read a book.
Hey, so listen.
The virus is real, Billy. The virus is real.
Yeah, the virus is real, but so is the
if you
flu.
believe it or not. What I care about is
flu.
you get the flu. You cannot pass the flu asymptomatic, Billy. Can you pass the flu asymptomatic? Do you have shots for the flu?
Yeah, we've got a shot for the flu, and guess what?
Yeah, it doesn't have a chip
people
in
a
it
year
either. It
die
doesn't have
from
a
it.
chip in it. It doesn't have a chip in the
60,000
flu
people
shot.
a year die from it.
Bye, Billy. Bush, next question.
All right, so
that's how I know I'm right.
Nah, that's how you know you're ignorant. You're gonna get my wife sick. You're gonna get our frontline workers sick.
I've never met your wife.
But you know what? If you got sick in Illinois, she would treat you, even with the Trump hat on.
Well, that's good. I mean,
let's stand
Bush,
down.
next question.
Next
question, Bush.
Officer help you,
next
even
question,
if you're.
Bush.
Let's stand
next
down.
question,
Bush.
Bush.
Appreciate your God-given perspectives, right?
It's not God-given. These are just facts. It's science. That selfishness will get people killed.
20,000 people.
Yeah, well, I don't give a goddamn if it's 20,000 or if it's 1. If that 1 happens to be my wife, yes, I take it personal.
Amen.
Next question, Bush.
Let's calm down.
Hey, 1 is too many.
Next question, Bush.
1 is too many. Your guy.
No, it's not. Not for you. Next question.
1 is
Bush.
too many. But if it wasn't for Obama and his policies with China, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Hey, listen. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you, Bush. Next question.
Let's talk.
That's ignorance. You're gonna get people sick. You'll get people killed.
I'm not gonna get anybody sick.
Mendez, go ahead. Hey, are you Chicago?
Talk to me now. Here, I got Topo Yillo. Let's say, hey, I got Topo Yillo.
What you got going on there, man?
Are you a Chicago fan?
Oh yeah, right here.
He's from Chicago.
You know I'm in St. Louis, right? Dude,
Oh,
I don't
really?
like none of y'all. I can't believe this. I can't. I'm
Hey,
St.
I'm a
Louis.
Cubs fan. That explains it all.
We Cardinals.
There you go.
We Cardinals. Hernandez, where you at, man? Where you at?
Man, I am driving south of Sacramento.
South of
Kings?
Sacramento.
I was just drove by Stockton, right? Or you getting ready to drive by
At the Stockton, I'm taking the 99. I'm cutting inland so that I can get to the desert a lot sooner instead of going through the 5 to where Stockton is at. But I think you could probably hit Stockton here too. I'm not sure.
How long is the drive? 19 hours, right?
Hey,
It seemed like it. The sun was up. Hey, Mendez, the sun was up when he started.
hey, no, I mean from my house it said the total trip was 18 hours. So
Oh, that's not
I'm
bad.
I'm gonna go all the way to Bakersfield probably or south of Bakersfield. Spend the night because they told me to report clean shaven. That's crazy, bro. I'm clean shaven.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Hey, you haven't changed a bit. That's the crazy part. You still look the same like 20-some years ago, man.
You think so, bro? Hey,
Yeah.
You know what? They better not make me do PT. I'll smoke them, man. I'll still run their asses out.
Hey, if I were you, I'd show up at 0630. Come on, let's go.
Let's go. Hey, man, that's crazy. But hey, it is what it is.
We're with you in spirit, brother. You know, hold your
No,
head.
no, I know, man. Hey, listen, let me just, this is all good and stuff, but I'll tell you what, this right here, man, I am so grateful, man, because I get to, I know I'm going to go face this. It's administrative stuff. It's going to suck and everything, but I'm just so glad I've reconnected with my brothers that I've served honorably with, that I deployed with to Kosovo, and I'm grateful for all of that. The banter and all that, man. It just takes me back to good times.
Amen.
Hey, when they ask you, hey, is this too much for you? Like, hey, I'm a Spartan. I'm a 2000. I am a Freiburg German Spartan,
I'm a
not a Blitz Spartan. Tell him not a Blitz Spartan.
No.
You a Freiburg.
Yeah, 99 and 2002 Spartans. That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you tell her, listen here, this ain't nothing for me. Go. Let's go. Let's get this done. Next slide.
So anybody tracking the stats on the race right now? Where we at, Joe?
Well, right now we're looking at for the House, you got 33 Republicans, 27 Democrats. For the Senate, 42 27 Democrats, 33 Republican, 1 independent. And I think Biden is up 91-73. But
can we look? I got to report that those numbers that they're reporting are not accurate.
Oh, nothing's accurate until Friday.
Oh, geez. Here comes the conspiracy.
Bush. He took Florida. Okay, and Florida was told this morning there was a 31% chance that Trump would have won it. Would not win it. I mean, would not win it.
But I'm talking about like right now, right?
It's right. We're still early.
You're saying that Virginia, Virginia, I guess Biden took Virginia.
Yeah, early.
I don't know.
Is that Virginia?
It's early though. But I don't think
Virginia.
Somebody said that's not accurate.
No, I think that's accurate.
No, he took Virginia. Yeah, Virginia.
That's
more
like
close to DC, Bush. Yeah. DC.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that.
West Virginia it was known givens when it's gonna be Trump anyway. So
West Virginia, West Virginia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're anti-fracking, when you're anti-oil, guess what? You're gonna lose West Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, there's no oil and fracking in West Virginia. It's coal. Get it right.
Well, right now they didn't take. I'm sorry about Florida. The Florida is they have not called it yet. It's too close. So right now,
Florida. If he don't win Florida, I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, but I think he'll win it. I'm pretty sure.
He's got a 2.5%
Trump will win
right
Florida.
now.
Yeah, and but I'm looking. I'm winning. Say again.
You said Trump has a lead in Florida.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he should win.
2.5%.
2%. He was up.
I want to see what's going to happen with Georgia. If Georgia goes blue, I would be shocked.
Yeah, me
exactly.
Too.
I'm looking.
But they've come close. They've come very close in Georgia.
Georgia and Texas. Those are my two ones that I'm watching right now.
If Texas goes blue, man, that's.
You really think that's possible though, or is that just hype? I don't know.
Not for a long time.
Texas is not going blue.
I don't know.
Georgia's not been blue since '92.
It's a different.
He's got the lead in Texas. So that's showing the kind of counties.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was early because I got people calling me from Colombia, calling me from Mexico. Everybody down in the Americas, they're watching this and they're waiting for Trump to win. I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. When I saw a lot of people been like texting me and everything. They're like, hey, they don't want Biden because they say he's too leftist. So
He's
you know,
very
a lot of
leftist.
those. Well, I wouldn't say he is, but I know people in his party are. But I know a lot of those
He's
people in
not.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of
exactly.
people in those countries, they see extreme leftists, so automatically that's what.
So they think socialism.
Exactly.
So they think
Don't even
socialism and
know what
yeah,
Biden
exactly.
believes in.
I'm telling you, I'm getting texts like by the minute. What's the score over here?
Hey,
They're not even believing the
we're
stuff
on your
down there.
style on this one. You're fighting the wrong fight. You really are.
You don't even know what Biden believes in. I don't know what Biden believes in. Biden doesn't know what Biden believes in.
You got Billy fired up, and now you want him to calm down.
That's why. Hey, that's why
You don't got Billy fired up, and now you want him to calm down.
Hey, Billy says that he doesn't even know what Biden believes in, so that's why he's still attacking Obama.
Well, you know,
and Hillary,
part of his legacy, he wants to continue it on. He wants to continue the Obama legacy.
Well, if you know what his legacy is, then you know what he stands for, Billy.
Yeah, anti-Christian. That's why no Christian should ever vote.
Billy, listen. Republicans don't get to be Christians, Billy.
Do you know why they call Joe Creepy Joe? You know why they call him Creepy Joe?
There's a lot of reasons.
Ain't that a movie?
Why they call him Creepy Joe?
Well, just ask those little girls he smells.
You know why? You know why it's like 33 court filings for Trump?
Hey, anybody can file something.
No collusion.
You know what? You're right, Billy. Hey, you're right, Billy.
They set up a whole committee wasting
right, Billy.
American tax dollars.
You're right, Billy. Never mind. Hey, you know what? I can't believe I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted to get on here because I forgot. You just reminded me. The
we miss you. You always bring good conversations. I like it when you're here. You know,
hey, I appreciate
it up,
that,
you know
man.
I mean?
Hey, dude, I will stir the pot.
Hey, we call it you put the adobo on the, you know.
Well, you know, I'm reminded of this. You don't really believe what you're saying. You're just stirring the pot. That's how I look at it.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
No, I believe you're stirring the pot. I absolutely do.
I'll tell you if I don't believe it.
Or are you stirring the pot? That's your own words. So I'm not sure.
I like to stir the pot, but I believe it.
Yeah, you know what, gentlemen? So I'm an African American man. I grew up in the Bronx, New York, public assistance.
No, you're not. You're not black.
I'm not black, right? Joe Biden says I'm not black. Right? Biden says I'm not black.
Trump says you're his black friend, his Negro friend.
The African
Or
American.
use the other word, or African American.
Yeah, he's not black because he didn't vote for the Biden.
Well, let me ask you this though: why do you think I had the career that I had? And I retired as a captain.
Because you met a guy like me to help you and guide you through your life.
You met the other white meat.
Hey, listen, I retired as a captain in the United States Army. I'm not bragging, right? You know, 5 degrees, 2 man.
That is bragging when you put the 5. But hey, well, hold up.
Facts.
Hey,
I just got mine in. I just got my number 5 in.
Let's go. We're celebrating you.
Just came in, brother.
Clap it up. All right, brother. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Hold on, Topo. You won't let me see it.
Y'all got to show me how to work the background, right?
Yeah, I can't figure that out myself.
Jack had the masonry background up there.
Yeah, where did Jack go? Did he leave?
Yeah,
he got sick of it. Can't say I blame him. Ooh, virtual background.
Yeah, all this Trump victory, man.
How do you do that?
A lot of people sick.
Bam, right there, brother.
Bam, there you go.
Bam.
Number 5, going on 6. I'm gonna put it back. I'm in my basement. I'm cleaning over here.
Proud of you, brother. What is that?
Huh?
What did you just show us just now?
Really? You don't read it?
Yeah. What degree is that, brother?
Huh?
What is that? What are we looking at?
Master in psychology for bushmastering.
No,
master management.
I like it.
Business.
How you turn this off?
There you go. Yeah, you got
a beautiful family you have there.
I learned the hard way that as you scroll to your pictures and the
trying.
virtual, people see
but
it.
Honestly, going back to your question, Bush, that's a good question. You're right. I could.
How did I make
it? Is
how did that question? I came from public assistance.
Wait. I'm trying to
what
get
about
it. I can't
hard
see
work and discipline? What about commitment?
I got something for you, Bush, and I'm not saying that's probably the way it was, but I'm pretty sure it's a common denominator between, like, for us, like me as an Hispanic guy, and I will probably say, I mean, all of us. I mean, we can probably relate to it. I don't know. there was something that we saw where we were at that we knew we did not want to be part of. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like for me, the Army was that little scapegoat. I wasn't going to do 22 years. I was going to do 3 years. I wanted to do finance, and I wanted to go to get money to college, and I wanted to be a CPA. That was my goal as a kid.
I was going to be a CPA too.
Huh?
I was going to be a CPA before I joined the Army too.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to do. I'm like, let me get in here because I remember how my family, they struggle. I mean, we were not poor, but we were not, I mean, we were probably like middle class in Puerto Rico, you know, right now. And in Puerto Rico, we were okay, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want, then we moved to the States and I just wanted to do something. And like I said, my teacher used to tell me, why you want to go to college when you can just, and this is a Puerto Rican teacher in Florida, in Orlando. She used to tell me, why do you want to go to college when you can go to a technical school and be an AC repair guy or a mechanic and get a degree, get certified in a year, make more money than anybody with a 4-year degree. That was
Bush,
my guy.
Do y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, LT.
Okay, I'm just checking. This is a good question. This is good. This is a good conversation.
You know, that was the guidance. That was the guidance that I was given. And I said to myself, you know, well, no, I wasn't. I went to college in Puerto Rico, and I noticed a hurricane came. I said, there was too many people protesting, politics getting involved in schooling. And I said, let me go into the Army. And that was it. And next thing you know, here I am 22 years later. So for me, it was an escape. I had a personal goal that I found within that I didn't want to be around the environment I was growing up with. And I wanted a way out. And through there, I met guys like you, like Hernandez, like LT, and different perspective, and everybody's history or story help define our path. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's how we get going. Because none of us would have been none of us would be where we wanted without the guidance of somebody.
Did you encounter any,
yeah, you know what? I agree.
Setbacks?
I had some very good I was gonna say I had some very good
hey, Daylight, we can't see you.
mentors.
We can't see you, sir.
I don't know how to get this thing to work, man. Let me hit the X button.
It's there's a stop
Y'all see
video.
me? Wait a minute.
There's a stop video to the bottom left. A camera icon in the bottom left. Right
next to the mic. Yeah.
Right to the right of the mic.
I don't see it.
Maybe you need to enlarge it. Maybe you need to enlarge it. You know what? I think you can hide it. You can hide that panel might like hide itself after a while. If maybe you can scroll over it or maybe in the settings. Yeah, I think if
I got off of Zoom.
There you go.
Let me tell you why I think in this you don't know this stuff, Billy, because if I told you it'd blow your mind why I got out of the military. Just blow your absolute mind. The school I went to was North Georgia. I had very good cadre. They were all NCOs. So I knew what it meant to lead. And I didn't, honestly, growing up, I didn't want to be an officer. I didn't want to be an officer when I was in college.
Right.
They convinced me I didn't want to go infantry. My TAC officer convinced, matter of fact, I put infantry down. No, I put military intelligence down first and they changed it. They called me back in and they changed it. And they said, no, we're going to change it to infantry. And, I had mixed feelings about it, but I'll say this. I think the biggest thing that helped me was the mentors I had in my life. My aunt, because I actually was dropped out of college at one point because I just didn't feel the need. The school called my aunt and said, where's your nephew? He's supposed to be at the school. And my aunt said, well, he doesn't have financial aid. And the counselor said, no, he's got a full ride. My aunt was like, what? He's got a full ride? I was in the car that same day and they just dropped me off. So you got to have those people in your life that push you. And then, another thing that benefited me was the fact that I had people telling me that I couldn't do it. That drives me too, telling me what I can and can't do. And again, you don't know it till you go through it, but going to a military school in the South is very difficult. Like I think my MS4, my senior year, we did a project where we were doing, tactics and battle strategies. So I had, at first they wanted me, they put me on we did the reenactment of Civil War. And I was given the Northern Army, which was good because I wasn't going to fight for the Southern Army, evidently. But anyway, it's stuff like that has always pushed me. But what was the black battalion commander we had?
Vic.
What is it?
John Vick.
John Vic? Was it Vic?
Yeah, it was Vic. It was last name Vic.
Okay, that's right. He called me in. He gave me some. Yeah, before Sexton, he called me and he gave me some great advice. And he told me, I'm going to be harder on you than I'm harder on any of my platoon leaders. I expect more out of you.
You know what? Can I share a story real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
John Vick. Thanks.
Illinois, Ben Azul.
Lieutenant Dykema actually walked me over to battalion to have the colonel sign off on my packet, my local OCS packet, before I went up to DA, before I went to brigade. And John, I got in the office, and John Vick was expecting me because I had talked to him at the barbecue, and I told him I had, you know.
You said a barbecue?
I was at the barbecue. That sounds real bad, right? Hey, I'll take one of them ribs, right? Put some extra barbecue sauce on.
You got fried chicken. You got some fried chicken.
Texas Pete, pass the Texas Pete, right? But it was the battalion barbecue prior to us pushing up to Iraq, and I let him know. I took the opportunity to approach him. I said, "Sir, I got a packet. I'm trying to get it out of the company, and I want to bring it to you. You know." He's like, "Sure, just run it through the chain of command, right?" Captain Hart signed off on it, right? You know, Peter G. God bless you. And I walked up there with Lieutenant Dykema, and I got there, and he goes, "Hey, are you sure that you want to go this route?" Right? Now, mind you, in my mind, I'm thinking when an officer speaks, he speaks in generalities, right? I knew that much, you know. I know generals speak when they make suggestions. In other words, you know, it's not a suggestion, you know. It's a gentleman's way of shooting you down, right? Of turning you down. So I said, "You know what, sir? I got it. You know, maybe I'll take some time." But he said, he suggested that I, you know, strongly consider whether or not I wanted to do this, because there are a lot of things that you got to put up with as an officer, as an African-American officer at that, right? So I got in my car. You know, I was leaving post. I got to, my wife was waiting in my car. I got to about the Esso station. I don't know if you remember the Esso station on the left-hand side as you drove. And I said, "Concha, turn the car on. I'm going back because I want to make sure that Lieutenant Colonel John wasn't formally saying he wasn't going to approve my packet, as opposed to just making a suggestion." I said, "Sir," once I got Lieutenant Dykema, and we went back, I said, "Sir, if you're just suggesting that I take a little bit of time, I'm going to say that I'm ready right now. But if you're gonna formally sign it, please sign that packet, and I'm ready, and I'll roll the dice and take my chances."
Yeah, dude, you got to ask for it. Tell them what you want.
Right, you know, and he signed it, and let me tell you something. Had he not signed it, I probably wouldn't have, you know, retired. There's so many obstacles. The officer separation boards that took place 05, 06, 06, 07, 08, and reinstituted in 09. I for sure would have got, you know, caught up in that. You know, I think it was 06, 07, and 08, and they reinstituted in 09. I'm a year group 05 guy, so I missed it, you know. I also called Mr. Rowland, who handled the packets, and I had my school date moved up 1 year, so I didn't have to wait a whole year before I had to go to OCS. So it's a lot that, you know, a lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles that you got to overcome. And there are hurdles in being an African-American enlisted member and officer that are very real, right? Within service. Just share a little testimony, gentlemen. But
it's real. It's difficult. It really is. It really is.
It really is. With that being said, I think I was successful because, hey, Mendez and Abel, maybe you guys can testify. LT, I know you came in kind of towards the tail end, but you know, I was adamant about it. You know, I talked to these guys about going OCS. You know, I had the faith that I still have to this day within me. I didn't wear it on my sleeve like I did, you know, because.
Sorry about that, Bush. I know you were asking me a question, but I was.
Yeah, I was asking. I mean, speak to how passionate I was about becoming an officer, and how.
Well, the good thing you had is the passion. Is that you never dropped, because you had a lot of a lot of negativity towards that route, and that perception, whatever you call that thing in English, is what kept you going, and you're a perfect example, not because of
perseverance.
There we go. That's what I try to say, but I got this mouse on top of me.
Wait, let me say this. Everybody, they looked at me as an African American, right? But I didn't really.
But that right there, right? For example, I didn't look at you as an African American. That's the whole thing. I looked at you like a person who wanted to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my point of view.
But the naysayers,
there was a lot of naysayers. I remember.
There was a lot.
Why is Sergeant Bush in the barracks watching the TV? Because they had TVs and VCRs. And you would bring it to the field. I was like, I have no idea. I don't control that. I thought it was admirable. They're talking about a TV and VCR to the field to study. Man, that to me that was dedication. I couldn't believe it.
You had that, and that's what I liked about you, Bush. To all my career in my military, I used your experience to mentor other kids to do it. You know what I mean? And some continue, some got stopped. And I said to them, if you don't really want it, you're not gonna have it. Point blank. Doesn't matter what they tell you.
Gentlemen, you know what? I wanted it so bad. I know that there was a lot of hate for whatever reason. I don't know if it was because of my skin color.
No, dude, I don't. To be honest, in my point of, I'm talking to you as a Latino now.
Right.
I don't think it was your skin color. I just want to see is what normal people always say is the need. I'm like, why are you gonna do it when I can't do it?
I tell you, Bush, whether you know it or not, Bush, you had people looking out for you.
Oh no, believe me, I did. Oh no, believe me, I did.
Yeah, you had people looking out for you.
Without questions, I did. Believe me, I can tell you a story about Marquez. We got to get him on the show. This is a hilarious story. DeLeon, I don't know if I told you this story. I don't care, who hears the story. It is what it is. This is facts, right? I've been in the unit for 6 years, right? Those council packages get accumulated, right? Mine's is like this thick, right?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Bush, we done how many episodes already?
This is number 11. This is episode number 11.
And you have said that story 13 times.
Listen.
This is the first time I've heard it, though. Go ahead. I've never heard the story. I've never heard the story.
This is a good story. This is such a good story. You're gonna laugh.
I'm gonna keep telling this good story. Yeah, I get it.
Right. Listen. They moved me to HAC because I had a big mouth, right? I was talking.
No, you.
Yeah, I was. They was gonna.
I'm still mad about that Madden game.
I got into a lot of fights over John Madden, because I was good at it and people took L's.
You ran your mouth.
They took the L's religiously. But
I forgot about it, but I'm sure I was hot.
I heard some Latino language. You gotta include me in that.
I'm sure I was hot.
No, listen. My packet was so thick. When I got back to the line, it still was stuck around. You know how they do. They keep the packet around because it paints a picture of your character, right, and who you are to the leadership. Now, I had a chance to dispose of that packet, right? Because one of I can't dime him out, but one of the individuals who know me for a long time, he was a squad leader. He was going away, on TDY on PCS leave. He said, Bush, I have your packet. Handle that, right? You're gonna be the active squad leader. Handle it, right? I said, you know what? Bet. I got it. Boom, right? I took the packet. I took half of the council statements out. I threw them in the trash. I threw them in the trash, right? I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm coming back. I'm throwing all that shit in the trash. I threw it in the trash, right? And I stepped off. Now it paid dividends because I had got into it with Sergeant Adams and Sergeant Jones and Sergeant Newland. Hey, congratulations to Command Sergeant Major Newland. Right now, he just retired. I saw a post on Facebook. 25 years, 26 years, something along those lines. Thank you for your service, right? But he was from, he's a Caucasian gentleman, right? But I got into it, and they wanted to make me write a 500-word essay on disrespect. And then you was an LT at that point. So, matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, and you was like, you think they're trying to railroad you? We had a conversation.
Well, let me add to this conversation. It was some people that brought me some counseling statements that weren't properly dated.
You know this story. You know, let's go. So I forget that you are involved in this. I was at 30.
I told them.
Well, so listen. Listen to this, LT.
If you do this, this says more about you than it does about him. And there ain't no way I'm going for this.
Hey, you know what?
I will railroad you out if we're not gonna do this honestly.
Sir, I knew that you was the fair broker, you know, in this whole situation. Let me tell you, Winchester comes to me at a checkpoint, right? Well, first of all, Walker, First Sergeant Walker, so First Class Walker, acting First Sergeant. Bill, you good over there, man? You keeping track with the race? All right.
Cool. Okay.
So First Sergeant Walker, the acting First Sergeant, right? He said, I want to see Sergeant Bush's council packet, because I told Adams and I told Jones, you know, what part, if you can tell me what part of shut the fuck up is part of the Army values, right? I will write you a 500-word essay, right? You know, so they said, okay, well, you're not going to write the essay. We're going to bring it to First Sergeant Walker. And, you know, now listen, First Sergeant Walker,
go nowhere.
He lived on my block, right? And his wife was African American.
Yeah, she was bad too.
African American boys.
She was bad.
I said, you know what? I got a shot with Walker. I got a shot with him, man. You know, and Walker's like, I want to see Sergeant Bush's council packet. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Now listen, remember what I told you I did, right? With the negative council statements. They're gone, right? He sees the packet. He's like, where's the negative council statements? Adams is adamant. He's like, Sergeant Bush, I know you had those. I know you was active squad leader. I know you.
Hey, you got to be able to prove it. You got to prove it with me.
I said, you know what? I don't know what you're talking about, Sarge. I don't know. I think you're a racist. I think you're, you know, I played the racist card right there. I said, you know what?
That was a Joker card, huh? You got to play it sometime.
LT, they had, you know, I had a little reputation in that unit. They wasn't gonna send me.
I remember.
You remember?
I remember.
They wasn't gonna send me. You know, they made me carry people's back.
Yeah, but you can't. To me, you can't lie. You can't doctor paperwork. Those counseling statements had these bogus dates on it. Like, no way, no way. This is
listen. They pitched this plan to you. It sounds like they pitched the plan and they wanted.
I think I've heard it.
Okay. So they're trying to get me, LT, right? So Winchester comes out to the checkpoint, right? He goes, hey, Sean James had already tipped me off that they was going to try to do this, and I know how it goes. They had no professional development for me, no counseling. You know, so LT, first I wanted to see all that. They try to get me to sign the backdated counselors. I said, I'm not signing that shit. You know, come on. Winchester says to me, hey, you know what happened to the council statement, Sergeant Bush? Listen to how dirty it gets. He said, you know what happened? He leaned in. He said, I took care of it. I took care of those council statements.
Yeah. Like I said, there were people looking out for you. I was pretty sure of that.
LT, he didn't take care of those council statements. I took care of those councils. So he was saying, I took care of those councils.
No, there are other people.
Now I need you to sign these backdated council statements. I said, Sergeant Winchester, thanks for looking out for me. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. You know, but you know, I'm still not signing those backdated council statements, right? So he was coming off of duty. He was the OIC on I guess the security, you know, detail. I was at a checkpoint. He drove out to see me. We had a little conversation. I said, these are the politics that go on, you know? This is the stuff that goes on within service, right? And I was in front of Walker again, and he says, hey, Sergeant Bush, I'm gonna ask you again, what happened to those council statements? I said, first, Sergeant, I just had a conversation with Sergeant Winchester. He told me that he took care of those council statements. Bada boom, bada bang. First on call, Winchester, he said Winchester, he chewed him out, you know. And I moved to second platoon after that, if you recall, where Harris tried to stop me from going to the board again, you know.
Yeah, it's A lot of conversations about that. Hey, anyway, yeah, but still, there were more people. There's more part of that story, but I'm not going to go into it.
I got you,
guys. I got to go.
Listen.
I got to go. But there's people that were on your side.
I'm eager to hear. Yeah, I didn't think anybody was in my corner.
Yeah, they were in your corner. I'm sure of it. I remember those. I remember seeing the counseling statements. I really do. Anyway, guys, I got to go.
God bless you, LT. God bless you, sir.
All right, bye.
Yeah, God bless you, LT.
We'll see you around.
Hey, Billy, I wouldn't give you a hard time, man, if I didn't like you.
No, that's fine. I understand. You're just pot stirrer. You don't believe any of that stuff. So God bless you.
Conspiracy
hey, Billy's props for not backing down. Right?
Oh, yes, sir.
I like it. Hey, don't back it down, please.
I appreciate
if I see blood in the water, I'm coming.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
but
go.
just know this: when you leave, it's going to be your blood.
All right, got it.
See you, LT.
All right.
We'll see you around. Hey, go Trump back in 2020. Bill, you've been keeping abreast of what's going on with this.
I tell you, man, it's really close. Yeah, it's really close. Of course, some of these states have already been called for Biden. I'm looking at Ohio. No Republican candidate has ever won the presidency. We've got Ohio. It's getting really tight, really tight. 63% of the vote in. Biden and Trump separated by a little bit more than 2%. 3.1% right, or 2.9%. Biden right now with 64% of the vote in. And I think Mendez is turning into a Smurf. 63% of the vote in, and we've got just a little bit less than 3% of separation. So let's hope that as we get in more results that Trump makes up ground there, because he can't, I don't want to say he can't win without Ohio. He's going to win Florida, it looks like, because they just said that he's got a 93% probability of winning.
Right.
But I tell you, the map is looking a lot different than what we probably predicted at the beginning of the night.
I heard that a lot of these numbers are not accurate. You know, I got a call from Quinn, and shout out to Quinn. That's
I saw that. God bless him.
Yeah, I got a call. He said that these numbers are not accurate. They're not portraying what's actually the case on the ground. We know the mainstream media, they've always done a great job of reporting news accurately, right?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you now, Mendez.
Hey, right now we're 43 Democrats, 37 for the House. So I think I don't really care too much, honestly, on the presidency. Is the House what I really am looking at. And I mean, at the Senate. And if that power is lost, then we're really in the water hurt.
Yeah, we need to have a red wave. I mean, look, that's why my marker is red. And it's interesting because it's too early to call some of these states. Florida, it looks like Trump will win Florida. I tell you,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states, I think that Biden is taking, though, right? But,
yeah, a lot of these are no surprises. Alabama went for Trump. That's no surprise. Colorado went for Trump, Biden. That's no surprise. Connecticut, Delaware, D.C. And that's what we were talking about with Virginia. It's southern D.C. And that's what it is. And most of the state of Virginia is red. But then you get up to the northern counties, it's southern D.C., a lot of, D.C. workers there. So, yeah, I guess that's expected. See, and that's the thing about Virginia. Virginia was once the capital of the Confederacy, but now it's just things have changed a lot in 150 years.
All right. So what time are we anticipating that this is going to be informally called?
I hope.
Tomorrow.
I hope tonight. But I mean, Mindy was right. We may not know for a few days, especially if Pennsylvania is close, because a court has ruled that it could go until Thursday or Friday. They can keep counting votes until then.
9 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is exactly what they wanted with the mail-in ballots. Because think about it like this: if Trump's got a 200,000 vote lead in Pennsylvania or someplace like that.
Well, real quick, the national vote right now is being led by Trump, though. The majority, the population vote. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, this is something that. Look, if Biden wins the electoral college, but not the popular vote, then Biden wins. I'm not one of those guys that says that you should win the popular vote to win the election but I mean, wouldn't it be something if a Republican won the national vote or the popular vote, but lost the election I mean, you lose a state like California and all these other Northeast states, and you still win the popular vote. I mean, that would be something.
Right.
That's not what I want to see happen, though. Not at all. I hope Biden wins the popular vote and we win electoral college, because that's where it's at.
Right. No, I got you.
Like, I'm looking at North Carolina. North Carolina has been changing a lot. I have it up here. It's 1.8% now with 1.2 million votes left, 85,000 vote difference. And that was as much as almost 150, 60,000 just a few minutes ago. So North Carolina may end up in the red category, and hope it does, because, well, we need every state we can get.
Right. It's right. Key battleground states, too early to call. Fox projects Trump wins 5 more states, Biden wins 2 more, right?
It looks like Florida is going to be in the red category, and that's big. That's 29 electoral points. There's 93% in. Trump's up by 3. There's 330,000 point vote difference with 800,000 votes left. So Biden would really have to make up a lot of ground very fast to win that.
Right.
Now, this is interesting. Now, there's only 18% of the vote in, but you look at Trump's up 21 points in Michigan.
Mm.
And there's only 18% of the vote in, but that's big. And in
Right.
Georgia, there's 39% of the vote in. He's up 15 points, which tells me they're not hit Atlanta yet.
Right, right.
So, yeah, Atlanta's one of those. It's a red state. Georgia's a red state, but Atlanta's as blue as you can get.
Gotcha. Well, Jimmy, you know what? We're probably going to go to 10 o'clock tonight. We're definitely going to keep our eye on the presidential race, and send the prayers up. A lot of energy. Tonight we knew that was going to be the case. Very passionate, right? This is and this energy that you're seeing on the Brothers Dwelling and Unity show. This is representative of what's going across the nation, the country. People are very passionate about what's going on. There's been talk of riots even, taking place, election day riots. Any word on that? Anybody seen anything in their respective jurisdictions?
Oh, they're ready up here in Illinois. They started in Chicago. Bridges are up, trucks are out. They're ready for it. And I know in DC, they're already, Black Lives Matter's already out there since earlier today. They're just doing their little thing.
I'm about to pull over and join one right now.
There you go. And then
good job, baby. Good job, buddy.
It's funny. Black Lives Matter don't matter to the Black Lives Matter organization.
Right.
But Wisconsin is only 4% of the vote in, and that's small. I mean, just small counties. But Trump's up 1.2%, so that could be big. To caveat off what Mindy was saying, there's some of these states that have already brought the National Guard in because they're afraid of something happening.
Texas is going to be the 49.3 Biden, 49.4 Trump. So by 0.1% right now with 64% of the votes.
What state is that? What state is that?
Texas.
Is it Texas? Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of a surprise, but
yeah,
you said 64%, so it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, it's still a long way still to go, but yeah.
That tells me they brought a lot of state votes in from Dallas. That's what I would guess. Dallas is a very liberal area. Now we're at Ohio again. We just talked about there's 65% of the vote in, and Trump is continuing to make up ground. Just a minute ago, it was 2.9%. Now it's about 1.3 or 2.1%. So he's gaining pretty fast here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just hope he can continue. Now, Joe Jorgensen is the Libertarian Party candidate. She's got 1% of the vote with 37,000 votes, which, that was one of the problems last time. There was some of these candidates that took away, you look at just 1 or 2 percentage points of the national vote, that could be a lot of votes.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't remember this, but back in 92 with, Herbert Walker Bush, and you had Clinton, and then you had Ross Perot. Ross Perot took a lot of, I'm talking about double-digit percentage away from these from the two candidates. A lot of people believe if Ross Perot hadn't been in the 92 election, that Bush would have won a second term because, they weren't so far to the left where they wanted Clinton, because that's obvious because of, them voting the way they did with Ross Perot, but they weren't sold with Bush. So, if he hadn't been there, they figure that Bush would have probably won re-election.
Gotcha.
Hey, Captain, there's a Senate race that I'm looking out for up there in Michigan with a black combat vet named John James,
Gotcha.
Republican, and
Okay.
Trump went out for him hard because this guy ran in 16 or 18, and he come close to winning. Of course, he didn't win, but hopefully this time around he can get it.
Okay. This was where, Bill?
Up in Michigan.
Michigan? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha, sir.
So, that's just one race that I'm looking for. I don't really know if John James is going to pull that out, but I hope he does.
Okay. All right. Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah, I'm getting texts from overseas, man. I'm telling a lot of people international they want Trump to win. I'm kind of surprised.
He's good for business, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, like
he's very good. He's very good for business. India wants him to win badly too.
A lot of this is not really a national election. This is a global election because a lot of people are eyes on whatever happens with now. Because remember, the first 4 years of Trump, that was his first 4 years. Now this last 4 years, no matter what he does, doesn't really matter because he's not gonna be the next president after this. You know what I'm saying? Right. So whatever decisions is made now, it's gonna be a long term decisions within strategical wise. So this is gonna be very critical when it comes globally. So
he doesn't have too many reasons not to go hard or to assert himself.
Exactly, because once he's in, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be very, very, very interesting. Oh, I'm trying to charge my phone because it died on me.
Go ahead, Abe. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I'm listening. Go ahead, man.
No, I remember in 2004. That was my first election that I was able to vote in.
2004, we were pulling security in Iraq for 2004 elections there. But
yeah, I wish I could have been there with you. Because
I'll just say, I'm trying to do the math on that 2004 shit, man. That was like, man, that's odd, man.
I had just turned 18.
The numbers in Michigan, James is up 58.3%.
Yeah,
he's up 39.9%.
There's I think 20%, 19% of the ballot or votes are in. I hope he pulls it out. I mean, there's almost a 200,000 point difference there. Of course, Michigan is a big state. Now, Michigan's one of those, it used to be an empire for automobiles and so forth.
Right.
And they've been decimated by bad trade deals.
Right.
And the USMCA, Obama asked Trump, what magic wand do you have to bring these jobs back? Well, America first.
Right.
And, stop outsourcing our jobs. Give them not an ultimatum, but give them a reason to come back to America instead of taxing them. Of course, we know as Christians that the reason why they outsource all these jobs was to make us just like everybody else. They don't like the idea of America being better than other people.
Right.
Which is sad because America for a long time has been the superpower, but I don't know how much longer we are going to be. Okay.
Well, right now, for example, if it is known that I'm talking Latin America, my region that I have a lot of interest in, but it is known that if Trump does win, the dollar value is going to go way up when it goes to those countries, which means is the dollar is going to be worth more with that currency. So right now, it's a big eye on that because if this guy wins tonight or when it's called tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of currency changes happening, and it's going to be very beneficial if you do have interest in those areas, you know what I mean? So that's another area that you're looking at, and those countries they don't have a middle class. They either have a rich or you're poor. That's it. You know what I mean? And whoever earns dollars and have dollars, man, the money's gonna duplicate overnight, triple overnight. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things riding on this.
Let me show you how this changes so quickly. There's 67% of the vote in Ohio in, and Trump's making up a lot of ground. He's now just 1.8 or 1.2 percentage of the vote behind now. And that's a huge state right there, Ohio. There was a time when Biden was ahead by 7 and 8 points, but now Trump has closed the gap to just 1.2%. So this is very close. There's a lot of time left.
Tension in the talk. All right, now Wisconsin, you got Trump leading Wisconsin. That is all.
Hey, now remember a couple weeks ago when we were on Mendy predicted that Trump would win. Hey, where did Bush go?
He probably dropped.
Man,
He's the one. He has to be around. He's the one with the Zoom.
Okay, well, I guess we're the host now.
Yeah,
but I
somebody
remember
probably the host.
Yeah, I saw it pop up there saying I'm the host, and I'm like, I'm the host.
Yeah, you are Billy the host.
Yeah, you're the host now, Billy. You're the host.
Okay, so they just updated the map a little bit. Trump's got 100 electoral votes to Biden's 129. Which I see here, it's interesting because Trump's actually ahead in the popular vote. I mean, that's kind of interesting. More people are turning out for Trump, but we're seeing that Biden's got, because these are bigger northern states with more electoral votes that have come in.
How's Washington and California doing?
What's that?
How's Washington and California doing?
You guys haven't closed yet.
Yeah, they're not closed yet.
Polls are not closed yet.
Say like Hawaii will go Biden.
2 a.m. Hawaii closes at 2 a.m. our time, my time.
Yeah, it's a a lot of this stuff is interesting. Like Florida's got 2 time zones.
Talk to me, Bush.
Is he back? Is Captain back? No.
No, he's not back.
No, he's on my phone.
Oh, okay. But Florida, they're still Trump's still ahead 3.5%. He just keeps widening that gap. Georgia's about 13.7%. Biden's making up.
What percentage? What percentage of the vote is in Florida?
93%.
No, we're still on the Zoom.
I think that's Captain right there. Okay, so he's the host again.
I'm back.
See,
hey, what's going on, Hakadesh?
Hey, y'all see there? You see how the black man took it away from me?
No, not that, man. You know how officers always get lost.
No map, huh? Yeah, but you see, he took it away from the white man. There's no systemic racism.
That Billy.
Okay,
so that guy.
Mitch McConnell, he good.
Hey Jim, so we're gonna go to 10 o'clock tonight, right? Only 3 hours, and we'll see. May the best man win. But again, it's all about the election right now. The world right now, in a state of anticipation.
Chaos. Yeah, it's chaos.
And chaos, right.
Now, let's see. Hey, look at now. This is huge. I mean, this is huge. Okay, there's 70% of the vote in Ohio, and Trump has taken the lead.
Really?
49.6% of the vote for Trump. That's huge. I don't want to cry.
Senate is the only thing worrying me, man. The Senate, 43 Democrats, 37.
Yeah, 51 majority.
Yeah. So let's see.
So Trump took the lead in Ohio. That's huge. Now still have 70% or 30% of the vote still left to go. But I mean, he's closed.
Hey Billy, are they counting? Are they counting all the votes out in the outskirts, or are they starting in middle of the state, or essentially the main cities? So
well, there's whatever votes that are come in, whatever precincts have reported. So there's 70% that's reporting right now. There's still 30% that haven't come back yet.
The map doesn't show like the precincts where they're at, like located.
No, only when they actually talk about the state, then they'll pop up like yeah.
Okay.
Let me call Fox News real quick. Hey,
Yeah, would do that for me. That's
where's
no,
my Fox News liaison? Give me the Fox News liaison. Need to update that. Need to able
Any
to
votes for Kanye yet? Any votes for Kanye yet?
yeah. And
not that I see. Not
0.3%.
No,
0.3%.
all right. Now, like, okay, now for example, North Carolina, Trump has closed. He's just a half a percentage point behind, 0.5%.
Oh man, I tell you, Texas, man, 49%, Biden 49.7, Trump. I
Yeah,
believe.
Trump at just 0.7 percentage of a point up.
I'd be surprised if
Mendes, what was that again?
49% Biden, 49.7% Trump, and only 63% of the votes are counted. So,
Wow.
and I mean, if Texas goes blue, I'll be very surprised. I mean,
Yeah, I will be too.
I would sell my properties and never think about that place again.
Hey, I like
That's
Mendes.
crazy.
You know,
I mean, we are a changing country right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing. One thing I like about Texas, because Texas was never influenced by outsides. You know what I mean? Texas.
That's right.
That's why I like Texas, because Texas, the history of Texas, I like it because of that. But now with that influential movement like that, it's like, you know, I'm trying to say, there's no way for the Texas that I know, that I remember, to be even considered to be in the blue side. I don't see why. I don't see what relation would they see it on. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't know.
When I look at
Mendes, when you were out in Texas, I mean, were there any areas that were predominantly blue or no?
No, I mean, it was just Texas. They never even said blue or red. They're like, I'm Texan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you were in the Hispanic side. In the Hispanic side, then you would see a little bit of both sides on it. But when I'm talking, when the majority side of the house, it's just Texas was always leaning to Republican. They were a very conservative state, very conservative.
Yeah.
So I'm very surprised. Well, not really. I mean, if you look at the main cities, I can see why. You know, Austin, Dallas, Houston. You know, and with the new generation, a lot of people moving those areas. Who's moving down there? You're looking at a lot of people from the north, like right now in Florida. You know, let's stay with the Puerto Rican population. You know, I mean, a lot of them moved to what it is, the Central Florida area. We're over 40, almost 52% of the Central Florida is all Hispanics. But the thing is, a lot of people moved from Puerto Rico after Maria. A lot of people moved from the north down, and you got a lot of Democratic followers there, but a lot of people from the island, the more Republican side. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of weird.
You look at Texas, and a lot of people from California and those states up on the West Coast there, they have a lot of people have moved out of those states, especially California, to Texas. They say the new California dream is to move to Texas because, I mean, they're just decimated by liberal policies. I mean, you look at San Francisco.
That is very true. That is very true, Billy. I mean, a lot of popular individuals, artists, you know, you name it, Joe Rogan. I mean, these people are moving there. But, you know, recently there was Wesley Hunt was one of his guests on Joe Rogan, and he's a Republican African-American veteran. And he's saying, hey, man, just remember when you move to Texas, you got to vote a certain way, you know, because the things that bring you to Texas, they want to keep them. So that's why it's an interesting race, man, because people that move to Texas, if it goes blue, man, that's crazy, man.
No, it really is. And, you know, to build on that point, talking about these people moving out of California, Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire. Do y'all know who he is? I know Captain does.
Yep. But he moved to Florida, though.
He's moving in Nashville.
Well, he voted in Florida, though.
Well, I'm not sure where he voted from, but they're looking to sell their homes, and he's going to move his staff and the Daily Wire up here to Nashville.
Hey, who's right now?
Ben Shapiro is my favorite, man. I watch him every day.
Yeah, I like Ben Shapiro myself. He's a conservative Jew. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's smart, man. He's logical. He's a logical thinker.
No, I like Ben Shapiro.
Hey, quick, Bush, can you give me rights to share screen?
Say that one more time.
To share my screen.
Yeah, your screen.
Yeah.
All right. I got some good news, Mindy. With 71% of Ohio's vote.
Yeah, your screen.
Trump's up 1.3%.
How do I do that, Mendes?
And the bottom says share screen, and just give me rights.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Share screen.
Go ahead, brother. You get
Go
it.
share screen.
Yep. You should be able to share the screen.
Yeah, I got it. So you guys get to see it now, right?
There you go.
So right now we're looking at, in Texas itself, Houston went blue, Dallas went blue, Austin went blue, San Antonio went blue. You know what I'm saying? So the majority of the cities, that's what, yeah, all the major cities went blues.
I like that. Yeah, look. Most of the state will be red except the bigger cities, and that's usually the breakdown in every state. Usually.
But right now he went up 50% to 48 on it. So, but yeah, most of the cities are going like that. Now we're going to look at overall. Florida's still not calling 93% of the votes in. Wisconsin just went to 15%. We're looking at Ohio, right? Ohio 64%. Same thing. You know, major cities are blue. Everything else is red.
Now, like in Pennsylvania, do they even have a percentage in yet for Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania got 90% in.
All right. So was that 50? Did I say 92 or 52?
52? 19%. Oh, 52.7, yeah.
Okay, see, yeah, there was a big discrepancy earlier between those, and that as more as the cities and the royal areas come in, that's going to change a lot. Donald Trump and Biden both hit that state very hard. Trump did, I think, like 16 states or 16 rallies in the last few days. I mean, this man works as hard as Mendez does.
No, nobody works as hard as I do, man.
I like how you did that. That's great. I love that. We're professionals now.
Oh, snap. I closed the wrong page, did I?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're looking at Illinois, we're never going to win Illinois.
Yeah, that's right here.
The last time, and this is amazing, last time a Republican won Illinois was, 84.
Well, I want to show you Illinois. Illinois is all red. But look at the state of Illinois.
The bigger cities, like Chicago.
Yeah, all this. You know, but that's what I'm saying. It's just the big cities right now. Everything was on the West Coast. There's still nothing yet because, like I said, they have not closed. I'm kind of surprised. I need to read more into why DC is allowed to vote. I mean, they're not a state, so how the heck they get voting rights?
Yeah, they always. I mean, they vote in our elections, and like Puerto Rico, they vote in our elections.
No, we don't vote in Puerto Rico. We don't vote. If you live right now, Billy, you move to Puerto Rico, you cannot vote for the U.S. presidency.
I thought Puerto Rico had voting rights, though.
I know for governors. I mean, you can vote for statewide, but you cannot vote for on it. But like me as a Puerto Rican person that was born in Puerto Rico, if I live in the States, I can vote because everybody's U.S. citizen. But if anybody, let's say for example, you were born stateside and everything, you move to Puerto Rico and you have a residency in Puerto Rico, you're not you won't be able to vote in the mainland. We call it the mainland elections.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that.
At the Puerto Rico side of the house because they're voting for the statehood today also. So if they get the majority of the votes in, then they can bring it into Congress and see what's up and go from there. But the Democratic Party told them if they win and they get the majority, that they'll make Puerto Rico a state. But we've been told that so many times that we're like, whatever. Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Why now? You know what I'm saying? They told you guys were in the House for 8 years, and the Republicans said it. You guys ain't coming no state. So thank you. I can deal with that. Tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you're in power on it, that's a whole. Now there's different ways we can do things, but that's just don't play. Don't try to don't tease if you ain't gonna please. You know what I'm saying?
Can you look at Texas? I'm seeing here the Associated Press it says 67. It's got Trump up by 2 points. What does it say there?
Let me refresh it here. This is New York Times, so you know they're not going to be up to date.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Associated Press, and it's not up to date yet. It's still got Biden at 131 and Trump at 92.
Got 50% Trump, 48 Biden.
Okay, so he's pulling up a little bit ahead, like North Carolina, which is a state you think Trump would win. He's down by just half of a percentage point now, with 86% of the precincts reporting.
I got
so
it.
You're more updated than me, then, yeah, because he's 82%. So
I got Trump at 50% for Texas and Biden at 48%.
Let me go here real quick.
I don't.
This is Fox News.
Captain's got a phone call coming in. Florida still says here, at least according to Fox News, 3.5% for Trump, and Georgia is just under 14% that Trump. That's kind of surprising. As much money as they pumped into that state, of course, there's still a long way to go. See, 74% in Ohio, and Trump has expanded his lead about 2 points. Everyone here has got their people texting in. Hey, Abel, I hope you're safe up there.
I am, man. I'm driving, just listening to you guys.
Yeah, that was Josh, gentlemen. I think he's trying to join us for a couple of rounds of discussion. We're gonna send him the link.
You're looking at North Carolina, right? Yeah, 87%, lead by 0.02, Joe Biden. According to Fox 5 here, like I said, this is jumping all around, so I like the other one here better. Let me go back. Boom.
You know, there's another interesting race. Like you look over at Virginia. Virginia's only got 42% of the 47% in. Trump still got over 55% of the vote. So they're expecting these bigger cities to come in and go big for Biden. So they've already called it for Biden, although Trump is in the lead pretty bigly.
Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia. They're talking about it now on Fox News. There's 40-something% of the vote in. And Trump's got 55% of the vote right now, but they've already called it for Biden.
Interesting. So this is gonna, like I said, they're gonna jack this up. Hey, let's look at Kanye West. Where he at?
Hey, Cap, did you see Josh wanted in? Yeah, that New York Times, when I'm looking at information.
He was in. I'm trying to get him the conference ID number or the meeting ID number.
I think you had it on the team thing.
All right, so Trump is moving ahead in Ohio. He's up 2.5% now.
I don't know what happened to my map here.
And is 74% in. Of course, there's a lot can change there. Now, the U.S. Senate seat for Michigan, with 27% of the vote in, there's a lot to go, but John James has got a nice margin of over 200,000 votes, 56% of the votes in. So that would be a big swing right there. Can you imagine if Michigan goes red, Senate and Republican? That would be huge, huge.
And Michigan, where what?
Yeah, the Senate seat there with John
That'd be
James.
huge. That'd be huge.
Huge. I'm trying to use a New York accent. Huge.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah. Hey, look at this now. 49.5% Biden, 49.3% Trump in North Carolina. He's closed the gap. And there's 87% of the precincts reporting. I wouldn't be surprised if he passes Biden within the next few minutes.
Billy, you said you're on Associated Press.
Let's see. Yeah,
this is the press right now too.
All right, I'm on Fox.
I got you on the screen, on the share screen, the Associated Press.
Okay.
I like Fox News myself, and they like on the website, on the TV, it's got 100 up there. On the website, it's got 109. So,
yep. Biden has 120, 129.
You know, there's not been any surprises. They haven't called a few states. Florida, we expect to go red. Georgia.
Look at this real quick. Look at right here, Associated Press. All right, so the popular vote is on Donald Trump.
Yeah, see, that's what
And
we're
they
talking
got
about.
him at 92 electoral votes. You know what I mean?
See,
So he and the other one's 31 mil, and he's at 131. So it's gonna be very interesting. And Senator Graham keeps his seat.
now my people aren't coming from overseas, so it's not as important as Mindy's. But people are asking about it.
Right.
The next polls will close at 3 minutes, which is Nevada, Utah, the whole mountain time zone area, Iowa.
Let's go.
Oh, you still got to wait on yours, man. Another 2 more hours. So at midnight, we'll be closing your side of the house. What time
Now,
you got?
is Abel talking about us, or is he in traffic?
No, he's in traffic.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about you guys.
No,
okay.
I'm talking. What time is it where we live, Abel?
I have no traffic, bro. Listen, no traffic. The time I left was perfect, man.
And what time is it right now?
What's up?
What time?
What happened?
What time is it?
Right now it's 6:57.
So yeah, they close at 8 o'clock, so they got another hour before they close over in Cali.
Wow.
You guys close at 8 o'clock. It's when the polls close. So that means by midnight our time, we're gonna start seeing your guys' stuff. Yeah, I see somebody here. Who's writing on me?
Let's go, MAGA 2020.
Hey, see, he's been on the show for a few times. Now he's on the right side.
And we got Joshua. Bush, you send him this stuff?
Yeah, I sent it in. I'm asking right now if he's able to sign in.
Okay.
Hey, Mindy, have you seen the Hodge twins?
Yeah, I seen them. Yeah.
Doesn't Captain remind you of one of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, it could be Kevin, Keith, and Captain with a K.
MAGA 2020. MAGA 2020.
See, Abel's on the right side now.
Hey, I told you from the very beginning. I'm on neither side, brother. Neither.
Well, now see,
assumptions are made. Our assumptions are made.
Now, I tell you, this is interesting. I know it's only 20% of the vote in, but Trump is leading in Pennsylvania right now.
Let's go. Let's go, MAGA 2020.
MAGA 2020.
MAGA 2020.
Hey, hold up. I got something for you guys here real quick.
Biden's closing it a little bit in Ohio. He's up to just about 1.9% now. So it's getting closer. These states are getting closer. North Carolina.
Hey, they close yet? They close yet, Mendez? The next ones? Let's go.
You guys better listen to this.
You know, see, this is interesting. Trump's got a huge lead there in Georgia.
You guys go red?
Like Georgia there, Trump's got a big lead, usually, and it's leaning red. But the Fox News desk is saying that Biden's got a 73% probability of winning the states because of all the bigger counties that are out.
Utah, let's see Utah. They're talking about Utah now. Refresh this. Utah, no result yet. Montana, no results yet.
Now, some of those states like Montana will be red. They'll call it quickly.
I'm going to Nebraska tomorrow, so bam.
Now, Nebraska is an interesting state because that's not winner take all. They could divvy it up a little bit like Maine.
Yeah, Maine gave 1 to Trump and 3 to Biden.
All right, so John James is still up with 56.6.
They have not given Florida to Trump yet. Boy, they're holding on that one.
Yeah, they don't want another 2,000 to happen.
Yeah. Let me see. I mean, it's big enough.
You know,
only about 300 some thousand votes.
Yeah, let's see. Here, this is Florida with now. Of course, I'm on. What is this? This is New York Times website. Maybe a little bit behind. Florida's got. It says 93% of the votes in. 820,000 estimated to be remaining. I think that may be a little bit behind. May not be. It's going to be interesting to see like where Arizona goes. I think Arizona will be red. It hasn't gone for a Democrat since 96.
All right, Utah pushed the votes in, 20% in. Trump 61-34, but that's I guess it's only 20% reporting.
What state is this?
Utah.
Utah.
See, like Arizona, it's 0% in, 0% votes reported. It's not closed yet, I don't think. I think it's just a few minutes away. Well, no, wait, it's after 9 o'clock now. So when does Arizona close?
Arizona? So right now it's just closed.
Okay, so 10 p.m. Eastern. So
it's right now, they posted right now. So 48% reporting, Biden 53%.
Okay, so that's just
Trump is coming in at 44.95%.
Wyoming 1% reporting. That's not even worth looking at.
Man, this is for the soul of the nation, man.
Yeah, I know. Tell me. Oh, okay, now look at North Carolina. Trump and Biden are now in a dead heat tie, 49.
Yeah, look at that. North Carolina raised up. Look at her like a helicopter.
Go Tar Heels. Go Tar Heels. Hey, it's interesting. Y'all know how that name, that Tar Heel name, come from the Civil War with General Lee.
Oh, they got to change the name now.
Well, I mean, they're changing everything else they don't like. Might as well.
You got to change the name.
Okay, so yeah, well, they're tearing down the. No, Fort Lee is out. Is that in Washington?
That's in D.C. No, Fort Lee, Virginia. That's in Virginia.
I know they've been talking about changing a lot of these Confederate.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Hey, we got. You said the majority, the popular vote was that right now, man.
See, and like you're on the Associated Press, some of these, like Fox News has got Trump at 109 on the website.
They got that on TV too. But I can say they're not really that neutral, but I think they're one of the most neutrals.
Let's see, Florida votes. I still like I'm still looking 31% of the vote in for the Michigan Senate race. John James is still up. That right there could be interesting. Because I
just want to know if Bolivia still going to be in pursuit on that.
You want to know what now? I'm sorry. Okay, now see, this is what I like. There's 75% of the precincts reporting in Ohio, and Trump has jumped out to a 3.2 percentage point lead over Joe Biden in Ohio. No Republicans ever won the presidency without Ohio.
Yep, he's up there.
So I tell you, the more that I know they don't want.
Has a president ever won without it?
Well, no Republicans ever won without it. I think there's Democrats to win without it.
So I'm about to ask Sergeant Google.
Okay, so
and Trump was up by 3 percentage points in Ohio.
Yeah, he's expanding his lead, so and that's why we have to allow for a lot of this vote to come in, or all of it, because now you looked at it earlier and you said, "Wow, Biden's going to win."
No Republicans have ever been elected president without winning Ohio. Right. In addition, election, Bush won the state with 51% of the vote, giving him a 20% margin. Okay.
And Trump won Ohio last time around by 8 percentage points, so that was kind of surprising when he come out, early losing. But which is why it's a race, not a sprint.
Let's go, Hakadesh. Let's go.
Hakadesh. Hey, Tom, if you're listening, go ahead, man. get ready for the next election in your district. And that's what it is, man. 10th district, my wife's gonna be running, ¿verdad,
Okay,
yes.
so
Ya está pagado todo eso. Y no sé si eso lo bajaron. Yo lo cogí todo en descuento.
all right, so now Trump's expanding his lead there in Ohio. Now it's almost 4 percentage points.
It's growing.
It's growing, I tell you.
It's gonna be huge.
Toledo, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, all Democrat.
Now, see, I like this too. North Carolina, 87% of the votes in. They're both 49.4%, but Trump has taken the lead in the total vote in North Carolina. So Trump looks like he's going to win North Carolina as well.
Yeah, he's only up about 2,000 some change votes.
And that's big.
Yeah, that's a nice close one right there.
Okay, so let's see. So live, they have done some more. Okay, so this is interesting to me. There's it says 69% of the precincts reported or the votes reported, and Biden is up 11 points in Arizona. There's 990,000 votes remaining, and Biden's up by 248,000. A lot can change, but that's a lot of votes that he's up. That's surprising. Trump's up 30% of the Wisconsin votes in. He's up by 3 in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania with 23%. He's up by 5. And this is the New York Times 2020 map.
Took Madison and Milwaukee, which was expected, but Kenosha, when we put, still haven't been. Okay, no, they haven't. Not yet.
All right, so 77% of the votes in Ohio are in, and Trump is expanding his lead. It's now over 4 points.
So in the Senate, you need 51 more votes to control.
To be majority.
Yeah,
right?
to be majority.
Republicans at 38, Dems at 43.
I know, it's worrying.
Right, and then at the House, you need 218 to control, Dems at 69, and Republicans at 90.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna, if the way that it's looking right now, we're gonna be red all around, man. House and Senate.
Right, looks like a red rave.
Yeah. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, where'd Abel go, or am I seeing things?
Yeah. Abel might have dropped off.
Yeah, he probably dropped off. Hey, man, I got to drop off too, man.
Yeah, we'll call it again. God bless you. You know, whatever happens, we know the Lord is still on the throne, right?
Amen. God is in control regardless of who's in office, but God will be happy if Trump's in office.
No problem. Hey, there we go. I gotta jump into the PR group right now and get them going because it's already. The 2 hours are good now.
It's been a privilege. Again, this is the special Election Day edition of the Brothers Dwelling in Unity show. You know, Brother Abel Hernandez joined us. We know he has very real business that he's taking care of right now.
Hey, Godspeed, Abel. God bless you.
Yeah, prayers up for him too. And I think it's gonna be good for him. He finally, this is next life for him. That's good.
Definitely. This is a blessing. And prayers going up to him and his family. God bless each and every one of you out there watching via Facebook Live. And Bill, I don't know if you were able to get this up on the other platform or not.
I shared it. I don't know how to do this technology stuff, OBS and so forth. So I told Mike next time, let's just work with more time. But he allowed me to share it. So I think hopefully some people are watching from there as well. And I hope somebody learned something. You know, we learned that LT Harris is a pot stirrer. And we learned that Trump is going to win the 2020 presidential election.
Yeah, he has a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody that joined us
God bless everyone.
Do it again.
Yeah, and look at the Puerto Rico elections right now. So the state is projected to win the governor. So we're waiting to see the votes for the yes, for the statehood, and see what's up. See if we can get the incorporation going. We're and get that other star on the flag.
Now, Mindy is right. These Senate seats, the House race is just as important. The significance of the presidency I cannot overestimate it, but he needs the House and the Senate as well. More so the Senate, because more stuff goes through the Senate, but the House is important as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to. People who go vote, I think they just vote whoever they vote for president down the straight line, which typically is how I do it because I can't vote blue. I mean, look, like I was telling Harris earlier, there are a lot of good Democratic voters, but as far as the party itself, you can't run for president as a Democrat nominee unless you're pro-abortion. There's a reason why there's not been an anti-abortion candidate since Jimmy Carter. We're going back to the 1976 when he beat Gerald Ford. Reagan beat him in 1980. Here's a little bit of a reminder. 1980, the polls had Jimmy Carter winning on the day of election.
Hey, and I know before we leave on it, just to put that little nugget in there, I mean, once Trump wins this election, just be ready for a change of the Democratic Party, because they will have to change their party if they want to be contented with this new generation coming through.
And with the House, if we win back the House, Nancy Pelosi is gone. She doesn't have to worry about retiring because Trump will send her out. I tell you, the human side of me wants to see Trump get up there and say, "You're fired," but he won't do that.
Don't let the corner man rule, Bill, right? All right, Joe.
Thanks, Captain.
Any alibis?
No. Hey, have a blessed one for everybody. It was good seeing you guys during the week. And then, let's enjoy this and see history keep making.
That's right.
History, why? Because a lot of people learn about politics, and in the past year, a lot of people actually got out there and exercised a vote. Me as a military, I'm pretty sure Bush can see that. I like seeing that because that's a privilege that we saw in Iraq that people didn't have, and us seeing people here exercise their right, it gives me goosebumps. Doesn't matter what age, just for them going. It motivates me to see at least stuff that we did out there. People over here actually taking advantage of it and
freedom is not free.
Some interest in
it. That right to vote.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, and I appreciate you, Captain Mindy. Appreciate you, the Cub hat, the Trump support. Even though you're the Latino, the media doesn't like talking about.
Yeah, hey, they don't want me to put me on any news, so I shut them down.
Captain's the black man they don't want to talk about.
Don't worry. I told Bush I had a vision that you two were on Fox News. I had that vision.
The captain or the cracker in the jam.
Hey, I guess there was a secret admirer. One of the viewers, they were asking if Mindy was married. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Nah, I didn't see that.
It was a female.
Man,
don't worry.
Anyone who looks like John Candy is A+ in my book. Hey, you're a good-looking guy, Mindy.
Hey, let me lose my corona weightness.
Hey, see, there's another casualty for corona.
Mm-hmm.
God's blessings, gentlemen. Have a good one. Okay.
All right, take care, guys. Blessings.
Thanks, Mindy. See you, Mindy. See you, Captain.
Bill.
Hey, talk to you soon, Captain.